Yeah, go for it.
Whether people are in, I don't know, but we'll find out.
Yeah, they'll come back.
I'll load the chat up. Just need to
Oh, you've got to load the chat again, haven't you?
Yeah.
Be a new chat now.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. Showing anything yet? Pressure. 25 seconds. Favorite camera.
Part 2 with Festa Foxx.
Yeah, wavy. Oh, we should be streaming.
Shut up, iPad, shut up. Pause. Oh, sorry about that. My iPad was.
Hopefully that's waving at the camera.
We're back.
So yeah, I've just got to load up the chat and everything back on the iPad.
Yeah, I've got to
now.
I'm doing that as well now.
So yeah, I've got no idea what we was talking about because I've lost my train of thought.
No idea what was going on there.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a bit weird. That's definitely a slobs bug, that mate. Because did you do a reboot? Because I didn't. I just in the end shut slobs down and restarted it.
No, I did a full reboot.
Oh yeah, it's a bit.
Do a reboot, so I did a reboot.
It's a bit strange. So yeah, we may have people that have gone to bed now. So we'll see. See what happens.
I think the regulars normally stick with us anyway, but they'll come back.
Let's bung it back onto the screen. So
they love us too much to abandon us.
And see what happens. My iPad's, is it loaded chat up? That's that. Oh, what performance, eh? But we had this last week with my audio, wasn't it? When you were streaming, which is why we're going to try streaming it this end. But
yeah, I think just this new setup that they've got going is a bit hinky at the minute.
Yeah, I think it's delicate. The beta version. So hello, Jeff. All right, mate. Sorry about the temporary blip, mate, but this is a real beta version of slobs, and it's a new thing they're using. Neither of us broke it, Marcy. It's just a little bit buggy at the moment, and every now and then it basically kicks us out from communicating with each other.
Yeah, it's a new service from Streamlabs, and it seems to be a bit.
My end was showing my stream. Fox's end was showing his, but we was unable to link together. So
yes,
I think
the bit fell off.
I think Collab Cam is very beta at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's still got a lot of.
We can't feed this back to them, can we? I'll have a look at my dashboard later and see whether there's a way of feeding back.
You can, if you've got on your settings in Streamlabs, you can do like a dump of all the information. And then they'll ask you for that data report, like a log.
Yeah, a bit like a clipper file. Mew says, annoying. It is a bit, Marcy, because we was both sending each other images of what we could see, and he had my screen blank, and I had his screen blank, and it's like we're both logged into slobs.
Yeah.
We're both able to communicate, or he's able to hear me.
Was afoot.
But yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
And I haven't rebooted the system, so it's not a broadband connection, because I did a speed test and it was 390 upload.
Yeah, sure. I'm not even listening to that crap.
Amakins.
Don't even think about talking about numbers.
Yeah, we're back anyway. So yeah. Hello, Marcy. Anyway, lovely to see you in.
Hello, Marcy.
Let's put the camera back so we can see what we're up to. And hopefully we stay on long enough this time. I've not got it in performance mode. That's the only difference at the moment. I'm reluctant to put it into performance mode in case it may have been that. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, because performance mode is just turning off all the stuff that's...
Turning all the bits that Slobs doesn't want running. Yeah.
Yeah. It should make it easier.
But it was running on performance mode fine. But
yeah. Performance mode just turns off all the visual meters and stuff, so you don't have all that stuff animated.
Anyway.
Yeah. Weird.
Anyway.
Yes. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, my bit fell off. That's what we were talking about.
Bit fell off.
I broke my missile off, didn't I?
Yeah, I was on about magnetising mine on, but
yes.
And part of me thought, yeah, we should show. We both said it since. We should have done that with the arms.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I'd heard so many stories of people struggling to get the arms on.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't want to be gluing the arms on and making a mess of all the paintwork if it's a real faff. So I'll glue them on now. But when I glued them on, it's like, just put a load of glue, done. It's like, well, there's no... So I could have just glued them on at the end and not made a mess, but it's too late now. If I ever do another one, I know I can glue the arms on later because they're not hard to stick on. You get a load of sticky glue, clump, done.
Hold on a minute. You mean to say you would sit and build another one of these and suffer them instructions again?
No. No.
Just thought I'd bring you back down to earth.
If somebody was to build one for me and perhaps not glue the arms on, it would not be a problem. Let me qualify that a bit better.
Yeah, then it would work. Yeah.
Yeah, then it would be an option.
Yeah. One of those. I've enjoyed the painting more than the build.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the painting. I'll just leave it at that.
A pain in the arse.
The build was not enjoyable at all.
Only because the instructions would have been better if they had been written in Latin.
Yeah, instructions were garbage. I still don't understand how you can number your parts and then not have actual numbers in the instructions.
Yeah, but
that makes literally no sense to me at all.
Triangle was discovered.
Yep.
Now, do I paint more checkers or not?
Yes. Wait, have you done checkers on that pipe?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. And I didn't even get to what? You kept that quiet?
You was yattering.
Well, you didn't say you were doing it. I thought you were doing something else.
I said earlier on when we came on, I'll be painting checkers on the pipe. You was rambling, mate.
Yeah,
I'm like...
You didn't tell me when you started. I would have sat there and watched intently.
Why? No, they're done.
Because I wanted to see the challenge of you. I can't believe you... Oh, God damn it. You did all them checkers in like 2 hours, you cowbag. But it took me 2 hours.
Believe you me, mate. You'll see them from 2 foot away. Well, saying that, not seeing them actually from that far away, but...
I was going to say, because like I did my checkers and it took me a whole show just to do 3 panels.
Yeah, I just go, Orcs painted these.
Orcs.
Gutted now.
I think I resolved that bit of rusting that I wasn't happy with by making it bigger.
Oh, right, yeah, the bit of rusting.
It was just like a patch of rust there that just seemed to be there for no reason. It was like it was bugging me because it didn't make any sense. So I've just extended it down a bit, and it fits better with me now.
It's dulled down nice now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've extended it down a bit, and now it makes more sense. It's more like a big patch of rust rather than just a random blip in the middle of nowhere. Which makes no sense at all.
Because you had your sponge, didn't you?
You're a sponge.
I like being a sponge.
You're a sponge.
I'm a sponge.
How many dare you, sir?
Pardon me. That's what we was doing.
What was you doing, you? What was you doing?
Was doing the oil drum. I had forgotten that I'd done all the light bits for last week. Marcy says one of the kits I've got is in Japanese. Glad it's an easy kit.
You'll probably find... What kit is it? Because there are some websites that take Japanese kits and translate them to English. If it's Gunpla, then absolutely there's English translations all over the place.
All I would say is be wary of Google Translate. Have you ever put Chinese characters into Google Translate?
I've translated Japanese instructions. It's interesting.
It's almost as interesting as YouTube doing subtitles on one of my live streams.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did when I did my perfect grey Zaku. Unfortunately, when you ever build the perfect, unless they've changed it recently, when I got my perfect grey Zaku kit, the instructions are exclusively in Japanese.
Yeah.
There's no English translation in that. They're all, and this is a complicated perfect grey kit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's like a picture of 6 springs and lots of text. I'm like, probably important information here that I'm not. So I had to get the old Google Translate app, and it virtually worked just about. But yeah, Chinese, that's a whole different story.
It is, isn't it?
Chinese, you're on your own.
It's an interesting language.
I don't know how even the Chinese learn it. It's just like, because you look at the written form, and the written form is completely unrelated to, if I remember rightly, the written form is totally unrelated to the actual spoken
to the actual spoken word of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like in English, you can look at the letters that make a word up and you know what the letters, the letters relate to the sound that you make when you say it, not in Chinese.
You could almost form the word before you... Yeah. Chinese, it's like
you can read it out, and that's how kids learn to read. But Chinese is like, no.
I would say that's probably one of the most difficult languages.
Yes, I think it probably is. See, I struggle. I struggle with things like languages like, say, the Slavic language with the Cyrillic alphabet, like Russian and Russian, and it's like when you're watching all the news broadcasts about the war in Ukraine, you look at all these words, and it's like, I don't. Everything's called pobkek or something. Everything just looks like the word pobkek. I
struggle with bloody English, let alone anything else.
Yeah. And they say English is a language that makes no sense.
I will destroy any language, including my own.
Yes.
La 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 la. Right, we've done that.
Oh. It's a fine molds kit, says Muse. There might be translations online. There are for Bandai and for some of the Japanese kits. Just to have you probably already had a Google search, but do have a Google search. There are a few websites that do things like instruction translations. Might have it on there.
Yeah. Muse says Slavic stuff is easy for me.
God, I thought there was a creature on my desk, and it's not. It's a little blob of fluff from the sponge blowing around. Translators suck for languages that are character-based instead of letters. Context is screwed, and so many things they do not even have a word for. Muse. It's quite fun when I was playing like Cyberpunk or Metro 2033 using the Translate app to look for things like in Cyberpunk, it's a lot of Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah.
In neon signs and signage, and in Metro, it's obviously Russian. Slavic stuff is easy for me, says Muse.
I might have read that one out.
Did you? Just call me Ted.
Hey, Ted.
Hello, Ted.
We have to do complex things with our brains, like figure out why slobs are...
Nonsense. I don't think it's actually possible to figure out such things.
It's witchcraft and tomfoolery. That's how I would word it.
Such things are not possible. Right, I need to do some lead filter.
Candygram says, I just looked up agglutinate. He says, perfect.
Agglutinate. Oh, it's a good word, that. I can't remember what it means, but yeah, it's something to do with things binding together, I think. Is it?
I like it when you get Chinglish instructions where they sort of sit there and go, right, place the battery in and have a lovely sunny day. It's like...
Oh, yeah. I used to get, I remember in one of my jobs, we used to get a lot of just spam emails coming through.
Yeah.
And we used to just have a laugh with them because this is like in the mid to late 2010s, so 2007, 2006. And we just have a laugh about them. But one of them was something about product. And this inspired quite a few of my Avoid Spikes webs comics, but it was like shop for mans, products for your in-out sticking. You can guess what it was actually advertising.
Yeah.
Like, shop for mans, products for your in-out sticking. I'm like,
yeah, it's like,
I can see where they're going with that.
I can see where they're going for that. Yeah, the clue is in the description.
Yeah. So yeah, that led to a few comic strips that I did. Did you like that?
I did.
Good. Because I'll give you more and you have no choice about it. Ha!
I'm suitably impressed.
Stuck together, yes, says Muse. Agglutinate, to glue together, says Panzer. Yes, I think I guessed it meant something about... I had a small memory about being something to do with bonding or adhesion or something. Like for rocks or sediments or something like that. You're a sediment.
That's a good one. I don't mind that. Yeah, that could be a sediment.
I think I'm more of a deposit. I'm going to paint my little metal strips and things silver now.
I like peas.
I like peas. Wackadoo. That's my new favourite word, by the way. Wackadoo. I need to say it a lot.
Wackadoo.
Yeah, if you watch Bluey, you'd know about the word wackadoo, but you've only watched one episode.
I've watched one episode. I thought I'd done well.
Yeah, you've got about 120 others to watch yet.
I couldn't sit and watch 20 episodes one after another. It's just like, I'd be losing the will.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And you know why? Because it's Bluey and you fall in love with the characters and you'll be happy to sit there for that many hours.
Like,
I did.
I kind of need to get out more.
No. One day I started watching Bluey at like 3 in the afternoon because I knew nothing was going to happen. It was that Mama Fox was a bit poorly that day, so I couldn't do anything. So I started watching Bluey at 3 in the afternoon. At 11 o'clock, I'm like, I should go to bed.
You're joking. See, that would I would be wanting to end my life, mate.
No, they're so adorable, and I'm so in love with the characters. They're so great that I was happily just sitting there watching episode after episode. Every single one was an absolute banger. They were great.
I worry about you. You need.
When something makes you happy, if you're having a difficult day and something just makes you happy, then you're not going to turn it away. And it does make me happy. I always feel good after watching some Bluey. I feel the world is a better place. And there's hope for us all. And then I go to Twitter and that all evaporates instantly.
Bullet dodged.
Yeah. So yeah, you need to watch all of them.
My bullet is dodged there because I just had a text message saying, just in case you wondered, I am up. Because who forgot to ring, you know who. You gone again? He has as well. You're joking. Paint on the brush. Hey. Go on stream. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can see you now. I don't know what happened there, mate.
I don't know. Nothing at this end that I noticed.
I think at this end either, because I was streaming out. So
yeah.
Let's just agree to say it's them.
Goddamn cheap Japanese.
It's definitely
rubbish.
not this end, I know that. And it's definitely not your end. So.
No, because I could see and hear you while you were there saying, have I gone? So
I had to go back in and show you on stream again.
Duh.
You dropped out on Collab Cam. I think it's Collab Cam myself.
I think their website is a bit it's a bit raw around the edges, I think.
Because it just loses your feed, mate.
Yeah, I think that's what it was doing when you were losing my audio the other week. It was just the other way around.
Jeff said video was good. I watched that show back and it never dropped out once. And yet I was spending my entire show adjusting my audio, but it wasn't dropping the output volume at all on the stream. So
yeah,
it's weird.
Making me a little concerned for Sunday now.
But I was run it yourself then. I don't mind.
No, that's the Streamlabs then. They're StreamYard though, isn't it? Ugh.
No, but run the slobs yourself then if you think it's how my system is this end.
Have I said it's your system? Stop saying I'm saying it's your system.
Stop looking for an argument, mate. I'm just answering your question.
I'm I'm worrying about whether we can rely on Collab Cam enough for Sunday. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I'll say it's my fault. I don't care.
Stop doing that.
It wants to be, mate.
I'm not blaming you for anything. Stop saying that I am. I'm saying I don't trust Collab Cam enough. I don't know if I trust Collab Cam enough.
Like that StreamYard then.
Yes. Oh, really? Oh.
And then anyone that moans then about the screens being too small, I will say, not my problem.
Not any of my problems. I don't know.
Send your complaints to.
Yeah. Bob Streamlabs.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're more comfortable doing it on StreamYard, do it on StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we kind of need to put it through its paces, don't we, I suppose?
It's the first time we've had a problem since I've streamed it this end. I mean, I've done 3 Frolics on it. I've done a couple of the, what's-his-name shows on it. We tried it on your end 1 week, didn't we? And the audio kept backing around. So
it's done better more than it's done poorly. But
yeah, I still think it's because the program is in beta.
Yeah, they've not ironed out all the kinks yet.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit buggy, mate, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's definitely a bit odd. But it's streaming all right, because I've got the stream on the other monitor, because that's how I know, one, when you, dare I say it, when you've gone quiet, that's how I know you fell out. See what I did there? Everyone else was thinking about it.
Yeah, because it's like Streamlabs. Streamlabs is quite happy with the actual streaming part of its job. It's the connecting to other things that it seems to struggle with.
Well, it's a weird way that they're doing it, because it's almost like a protected URL, isn't it? That that we're linking up with, and I think the connection between that and the host and the co-host, I think, is a little bit fragile.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. You see, it's the same way that I used to have problems.
Oh, you had it with StreamYard where you kept dropping out.
Yeah, or I used to have problems with my Stream Deck falling out from Streamlabs all the time.
Absolutely.
I used to lose connection to that. So
I've not ever had that issue with my Stream Deck. So I did when I had early versions of OBS, but I dropped back from the new version of OBS to the previous version because I found that was balking my Stream Deck. Because I've been doing all the gaming streaming that I'm going to be doing is going out on OBS.
Yeah.
You know that screenshot I sent you yesterday of my OBS setup?
Yeah, it was most impressive.
Yeah, that's how that's going out. Because I want to keep the gaming stuff on OBS and the, what's his name, streaming stuff, normal stuff. That way I just haven't got too many profiles to faff around with.
Well, that's why, I mean, I did my stream today on OBS and it was like so much less processor usage.
Trouble is OBS doesn't run collab.
No, it's not used for this stuff though, is it? There are other services. I looked into other similar services. There's one called VD Ninja or VDO Ninja.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
But I couldn't get a straight answer as to what resolution. They said it can support up to any resolution you want, but it's like...
Answer the question, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't quite answer the... I tried testing it out, but I couldn't connect to it.
Yeah, so. I mean, you've got other programs like Restream and all of that. But again, they're all paid for apps. We like slobs because it's free. Yeah. There is method to our madness, mate. Jeff Light's off to bed. See you later, Jeff. Take care, mush.
Take care, matey. Yeah, that Video Ninja is like, it's like a Hangout type service, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like the old Google Hangouts on here.
Yeah, it's a bit like this collab cam thing, but
I mean, you think back, hang out on air. We all bitched when they took auto switching away. But would you really want auto switching back now on one of these type of streams? It'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
Oh God, no. No, not at all. We all bitch when we lost, access to Google Hangouts, but having moved on from that, I mean, StreamYard would be all right if we had the 1080p version, but we don't, so we have to pay for that. Pay more for that.
£40 a month. It's like, funny, but nah. And we can do the same. Nothing. All right, it's a bit buggy, but we now know that if that's the case, we just kill the application, just put a new stream up. So if it does happen, folks, we'll just do a part 2. It's that simple. Yeah,
just go back to the channel homepage and wait for the next bit to start.
No, if it does happen, and we say we'll be back in a minute, it can take a couple of minutes to set the stream up and that, and just quickly reboot slobs, and we'll just put another stream.
I mean, we'll try and do a slobs restart first, and that's usually fastest. But if that doesn't work, we'll just start a new stream.
I tried that, but I still wasn't getting you back. So it was like,
nah.
Because unfortunately, you can't just switch off and switch back on collab cam. You haven't got a restart feature.
No.
Which is a bit biblical arse, if I'm honest. But.
I did notice though that when you sent me that link, that wasn't the link that I had stored in my favorites.
No, I said to you I had chose a new link.
Yeah, right.
I junked the old link in case the URL that link corresponded to had a time limit on it.
Oh, there
like StreamYard, or was it StreamYard or Hangouts on there used to have an expiry on the link, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that was Hangouts on there because StreamYard used to allow you 20 hours, I think.
Yeah. But Hangouts on air, it used to have to renew the link every time. And I'm wondering, because we've used that link about 3 or 4 times, whether the link itself had expired. And I thought, sod it, let's create a new one.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but it's a really dumb way for them to build it if that's what they've done and not said anything
It's
about
a bit crap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a security feature where the link only runs for X amount of days?
Oh, excuse you. Could be.
Sounded like that guy out of Wacky Races then.
I think it's just an early iteration of the setup, and I think they're having a few teething problems.
Marcy says no sense in the extra expense. No, I mean, I was paying, you know, to do 1080p now, me and Fox would have to be paying 49 quid a month.
Yeah.
And we don't earn, you know, at the end of the day, we survive on our Patreon and super chats and all of that lot. And I know we do the hard sell and all of that lot, and it probably frustrates me. But it's our living at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's how we make an income. So.
You know, we're spending on Zoom to keep the Zoom going. And if we're spending on StreamYard as well, that's pretty much our entire Patreon income has gone on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a challenge, isn't it? Because how are we going to buy models or paints to stream when the income's gone on that?
I mean, it would make sense if we were doing a stream a day and they were always like multi-person streams. But in reality, I do 1 a week and you do 3 a week. I only do Warhammer Sunday.
Yeah, that's because you're lazy.
Well, this because everything else is just me on my own. But
pulling your chain, dear.
I know everything else is gaming, isn't it? But yeah, it's not really worth it for.
Well, this is it. I mean, I paid for StreamYard when lockdown was on because a lot of people were home, you know, housebound, and you know, I know what that's like. You get cabin fever, so I didn't mind it then. But it got to the point it was breaking the bank, you know, and I had to make the call and went back to the free version, and then obviously slogged with the collab cam. Yeah, so it's enabled us to move away slightly, but it is very buggy still. But
yes,
we do like living on the edge of the living on the edge, don't we? So
I mean, it might be worth when we finish just get you go through the settings and get yourself a dump of the. I can't remember how you do it, but there's a way of doing it.
Yeah, I'll just do a log.
Yeah, pardon. If you go to
if you go to
Streamlabs help, they kind of say what they need if you're going to provide a report. So
I used to do it with StreamYard. Do you remember when you used to fall out?
Oh yeah, you did.
Remember? And I said to you, I sent them. Oh, what did they say? They're aware of the problem.
Yeah, that problem that never got fixed.
Like, oh, is that it? Yeah, they said they know about it, but they still want us to pay for it. And that was one of the reasons why we started moving away from it, because it gave us both the ump, really, didn't it? Because you're trying to put content out for your viewers, and you've got a platform that's becoming more and more unreliable, and their attitude was, yeah, we know about that. Oh,
thanks
for your thanks for the feedback, wasn't it? It was like, oh,
yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, you know,
most helpful.
Yeah, what you planning on doing about it? Well,
I've just realised inside this chimney, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look down inside the chimney, there's a dirty grey attachment rod, and it's just completely not even got primer on it. And I'm like, oh, bollocks.
Oh, really?
I didn't notice. Yeah, have a look down that chimney, you'll sort it. There's the big peg.
I've got nothing in mine. It's gone again. There he is. Show on stream. There he is. You back?
That worked.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
What's that?
I don't know what that was.
What, you dropped out?
Yeah.
I had to go back in and show you back on stream, mate.
I fell out completely anyway, so that might have been me. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, your window disappeared, mate, and I just went back into collab cam, and you had gone, and then you reappeared and show on stream. You know, like you do when I log in.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's all right. If it does that, and I can just come straight back in, and that's fine.
I'm wondering whether it's a similar thing that you was getting on StreamYard, where you dropped out and just dropped back in.
Could be. Puts it back in my camp.
I think if you don't do it quick enough, I think it loses your feed, and that link becomes dead for the day almost.
Yeah.
You know, because it's been used.
Yeah. Very weird. I think it's a very unstable platform at the moment.
Yeah, Marcy says, yeah, it cuts into far too much. Yeah, it does, Marcy. Yeah. You know, I got to the point, especially when I was sending stickers out. I'd done 60 quid a month in stickers for a couple of months. And then you're breaking into your bank to pay for the Zoom and the StreamYard, and it's like, this isn't really what it's about. It's
It's the kind of thing that's fine if you're earning a decent income from it. Like, you know, I used to do lots of giveaways and stuff. Partially because people used to send me stuff to give away, which was lovely. But also I bought a lot of stuff to give away because I was earning a nice little bit of income from all this at that point. But then the world went on fire and everybody started tightening their belts. And of course my income went down. And it's like, I can't afford to keep doing that now. Unfortunately, I love to do it.
Yes.
But when it got to the point that, like you say, all my income was being spent on postage.
Yeah, I mean, when I get my payout, I put money into the account so that Zoom, you know, is done. It's done. It's paid for. Bosh. That's my priority.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the perk of people being patrons.
I mean, I've got a whole load of like boxes of kits and stuff to give away that people sent me to do as prizes.
Yeah.
I've said before, I'm never going to sell them. I'm not going to stick them on eBay. I'm not going to make them because they were given to me to give away, and I'm going to honour that someday.
Yeah.
Just right now, I can't afford to build them. You know, it could
I
cost
did it
me
with the stickers. You know, I'll send them out to send me a stamped addressed envelope. Bang, job done. Because you think, you know, you was getting them printed. You know, it's like.
But for me, it was like some of those like Gunpla kits and stuff. It could be, I could be giving it away and sending it to someone in Brazil. That's like 50 quid.
Yeah.
That was like 30, 40 quid to post it. It's like, wow, I need to. Yeah. Some of them were dirt cheap. Like somebody in the UK won something great. It's like 5, 6 quid.
I had a classic one. Marcy will relate to this. I sent Marcy some shop cards and stickers way back in January. About 4 weeks ago, I had a letter back, and it was shop cards and stickers. They'd gone all the way over. The postie that end, obviously, ballsed up. So they shipped it all the way back. And it was like, hey, that was fun. Yep. So I should just send them to her P.O. box now. But
yeah.
Right, really? You go to order that, you pay for international tracking, and they still fuck it up. Excuse my language, but yeah. Whoop. You know, and they still fudge it up. And it's frustrating.
You did a swear.
I know. You know, it's late night, early doors.
Late night, early doors. You did a swear.
I'm sure someone somewhere will be offended.
There could be kids watching this, you know.
You never know.
And you've taught them a new word. Good on you.
Yeah. Oh, well. Mate, if I could say Harris on an E-Models video build and penis on those,
yeah. The funny thing is, for me, it's like, I try not to swear on my streams, but it goes out the window when I'm playing like Fallout or Cyberpunk 2077 because they have language in the game.
Yeah.
So it's constantly like,
I mean,
I might as well just swear because there's swearing in the game anyway.
Neither of us come into these streams with a deliberate agenda to swear. Do anything and everything we can to avoid it. But every now and then, the odd one does come out, and we always say, sorry.
Yep. I mean, I swear like a trooper in Patreon and member streams because those are people that pay me, so they're adults. So, yeah. You can kind of get away with it there. They're not monetized anyway.
Yeah, we always try it.
Yep. But it is nice when I know I can swear. On like a game stream, it's like, right, there's going to be swearing in this because this is Fallout and people say words.
Yeah.
So
no
point me being all prim and proper.
Maybe an inappropriate widge or whatever.
Yeah.
Danny Graham from Mongo's just put in a $5 super chat. He went, oh no, Festa did a swear. Yeah, apologies.
I don't think actual swearing really affects it that much, to be honest. Just normal run-of-the-mill swearing I don't think really makes much difference.
No, you know, if you was doing a made for kids stream, you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you've made a weird career decision there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Jeff. Have yourself a bit of on-screen
guitar. Da, 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 da.
And I know deep down Jeff will get his guitar down off the wall. He said wheel then. I don't know why. And he'll be strumming along to that.
Strumming along on the crest of a wave.
He'll be jamming, mate. Jamming.
I'll tell you what, talking of guitars, I've been having some weird dreams again lately.
They're all swearing in the chat now. They're rotters.
Yeah, go on, read out all the swears, Cole. Go on. Because it's not my channel, so I don't care.
I know you don't, you mercenary.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
actually
having some weird...
saying that, them words should be flagging up because they're all in my band list on YouTube, and yet they're all coming out on the chat.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, they're all,
sure
yeah, them words are in there. Same as that you sent me. Do you remember all the...
Cool. Then YouTube. Hey, awesome. Unless yeah, but all the people doing that are all mods. I think mods kind of circumvent that.
That'll be why then.
Yeah. I think mods kind of get around all the naughty word filters and stuff.
Say Jeff, good. He says I was air guitaring along the little guy. If it helps. How did I, mate? I did a little foot tap and a strum along with him. Does that mean we was jamming? Jamming. Whilst you was chatting, I may have done some more checking.
What?
I told you. Look, checkers.
I need to see you suffer.
Why?
Because I suffered, and I need you to see you suffer. Because checkers is always suffering. Checkers is all about suffering.
Tell you, I told you. There you go, I've done some more.
Tart. Checkers is all about suffering for your art. Tart.
That's what I was going to do. Where is it?
Anyway, yeah, so I've been having some weird dreams lately again, thanks to my wonderful meds. But they're kind of really weird this time. I mean, I've been having lots of like wild adventurous dreams, which have been fascinating and fantastic. But I've been having, you know, when you get that kind of nightmare where you're being chased for whatever reason by somebody or something or whatever, and you're being pursued and it's like scary because you're trying to get away and, you know, whatever. Well, it's like one of those, right? I'm being pursued by something or someone or whatever, but it's because I've done something really bad. And I'm aware that I've done something really bad, and I feel really bad that I've done something. Like, I'm doing something evil. This isn't quite right.
Paul J. Lewis has just become a channel member for 7 months. He says, underneath the effing arch. He dares me to sing it with the appropriate swear word in it.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether that will kill my monetization for the night, will it?
I don't know.
Fox is like, yeah, just do it. Lose your monetization.
I don't think swearing does, to be honest.
Or I just do it.
Not unless you're aggressively swearing every other word and it's like, you know, whatever, you're saying bad things while you're swearing.
Underneath the fucking arches.
Cheers.
There you go.
I think the odd word here and there probably doesn't make that much of a difference. I think it's excessive then, yeah.
That made your night now.
Yeah, not my night.
Oh, I'm on about Paul Lewis.
And my night would be made if it was Ted that was swearing, because it's somebody who doesn't normally swear in public. That's when they swear. That's what's interesting.
Ted doing the swears hilarious though, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, if you know Ted, you know he swears just as much as everybody else.
Oh yeah,
but he doesn't swear on the telly box. So it's when you hear him swear on the telly box that it's the most valuable.
He is the only member of the build team that has done the F-bomb on an E-model stream, though, isn't he?
I think
it was an inadvertent one many moons ago.
Yeah, but that doesn't compare to saying penis like you did. You are the only member of the E-models team to ever say the word penis on an E-models live stream. Let's make that clear.
I have.
I'm still not sure even how that actually even occurred. I think you mispronounced something.
I mispronounced something, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which is rare.
You can shut up with that rare nonsense.
I think it went well last Monday. I think I did an excellent job.
Oh, I was crying.
It don't help. That's the thing, because the way I have my screen laid out, I have the factoid and then the chat, and all I could see out the corner of my eye is bloody Fox's shoulders going up and down. I'm like, wait, stop it. I'm trying to be professional.
Couldn't help it. It was hilarious. I was just absolutely in tears. I really was.
Yeah. There's me thinking I was doing such a great job. I knew in my head what I wanted to say, but yeah, mouth and brain didn't communicate.
You knew in your head, but also your head was the one that didn't want you to say this thing.
And it was like, yeah, that really isn't coming out well. It's like,
no.
Paul Lewis says a chuckle was raised. Cheers, mate. You're a star. Anything to please, mate.
Well, okay, it doesn't, of course, come close to what you told Lynn on the Wednesday stream, on the E-Models Wednesday stream.
I didn't realise till you messaged me, mate.
I think I was the only person who actually realised what you'd said, because Dave didn't respond and nobody in chat said anything.
No.
Because I was sat there and you said it, and I'm like, did he just... did it? What? And then nobody reacted, and I'm like, did nobody else just hear that?
And I looked and my phone started vibrating. I'm like, what the bloody hell is that? And I looked and I'm like, oh no. Did I? And I'm like, oh no. I've just washed my nostrils out with coffee because you said, oh, yeah.
I'm tempted. I don't know if I should tell people what you said. I think I should leave it to you to tell people what you said. Up to you if you want to tell them.
I don't want to embarrass the poor lady because she's lovely.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I'd say go back and watch Wednesday's stream with Dave and Festa on the E-Models.
I would hate to think that she would think that we're ridiculing her in any way, because we're not.
No, she wouldn't think that, and she didn't pick up on the time either. Anyway,
but yeah, it was, and I'm like, nah.
I was like, wait, what?
Did he just?
I can't believe nobody else picked up on it. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I was like, really.
Hands of cats like, go on, Fox. No, it's not for me to tell.
Yeah, and I've since watched the show back, folks, and I can confirm.
Because after a while, I thought, hang on, did he actually? Did I mishear it, or is that what he actually said? And it's like, no, he just said what I thought he said.
Yeah, I played it back, and I'm like, okay, you need to put another post-it up about your quiet voice.
Bless you. Bless you, my child.
Yeah, Jeff says, I missed the Lynn comment. I must have been outside with a guy installing. Yeah, it was. And it was, yeah.
It was an innocent comment that had a vastly different meaning.
Yeah.
A significantly different meaning to what you entitled it hoped that it meant.
It was, I was like, oh my God. Because I didn't give it a fault. And it's only when I looked at my phone, I'm like, sure I didn't. And then well,
like I said, you just said it and didn't even register it when you said it.
Yeah.
And that's like I say, nobody in chat figured it either.
Yeah.
Nobody in chat spotted it, so.
And I was like, it was, yeah, one of my finest moments.
Was that the blowing thing, says Edwin Leonard? Oh no.
That's far worse.
Snurk, I missed the Lynn comment. I must have been outside with the guy still. I don't know.
Oh, we love our Lynn.
Yeah. That'll be a good Easter egg to search for, says Jeff. I can't believe nobody in chat twigged to it. That's the best bit.
I'm so happy that no one did. Believe me.
Crickets, nothing. Nothing at all. You guys
it's funny. I can just imagine your reaction, because when you said that you had washed your nostrils out with hot coffee, I'm like, I could just imagine him reacting like that. It's like, did he just?
Well, that's the worst thing, because the worst thing you can ever do is snort coffee out your nose, because it smells foul for the next hour. Because it smells like old, stale coffee. It's not right.
Told you, mate. I never let you down, do I, dude?
I was cursing you for about 2 hours afterwards, I was. Every time I breathe in through my nose, it's like, it's not, it's near 8. It's near 8. Oh, yeah, bad pot. I just can't believe you said that. I don't know if I can. Well, it's not that I can't believe you said it. It's I can't believe that nobody big to it. That's what annoys me the most. Not annoys me.
Few people in the 24/7 picked up on it. It was raised.
Disappoints me the most.
Did you realise
Oh, did they? Did other people say that?
Yeah, a couple of them mentioned.
Oh, right. In that case, they get points back then. I thought nobody else had picked up on it. See?
I would appreciate it, though, Pans, if you don't discuss it in the chat.
Oh, someone was too busy laughing. Yeah, don't talk about it here because Colin doesn't want to discuss it publicly. Then we shall leave it at that.
I'm being respectful. I don't want Lynn to think that she's been mocked in any way because she's. We love our Lynn.
And
again, it's a slang term that perhaps doesn't mean anything.
Oh, I think it does. I think it does.
I did. Come on, I was clutching at straws then. I thought I was doing well there.
Yeah, no, you weren't.
You're a git.
Yep, pretty much.
You just want me to squirm and suffer, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
I tell your mum. All because she said she loved me.
You're gonna tell my mum how you said a thing that was really rude.
The irony of that statement has just hit home. No, I shall not tell your mum yet.
You didn't think that one through for you, did you? When you said
that? I know that? I thought that through as much as I did on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'll be like this.
The thing is, if you take your comment, there's this really cruel us talking about this without people knowing what we're talking about. If you actually take what you said at face value anyway, it doesn't, even if you forget what it means as a rude thing, it doesn't actually make any sense anyways, what you said. So I don't even know what you were trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we shall leave it at that, I think.
Yeah.
I think we should best move on from that now.
It's funny though, because I think I told you the story about my missus. We had to go to a funeral. And she was like, right, I'm taking you out in public. I went, yeah. She said, here's what you can't say. I said, well, if you don't tell me, I won't say it. But now you're telling me, it's going to be in my head, isn't it?
Yeah.
She said, please don't mention to me, sister.
Like saying, don't mention the war, but I'm going to mention the war now. You told me not to.
Please don't mention to me, sister. Gained a few pounds. I said, of course I won't. Both my boys have looked at me as if to say, you'll forget and you'll forget.
Yeah.
So, you know, she said, and the last thing you need to do is say that she's got a fat ass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. That would be
Don't mention the war.
She comes ambling in. I went, cool, girl, you put some timber on, didn't you? Of course, my missus has cut me a look. And I said, what? I said, I never said she got a fat ass, did I?
At a funeral, let's we forget.
She didn't appreciate it. And I'm like, what? My missus was like, face palm.
Face palmed herself into next week.
Yeah. And she hasn't. She's a lovely girl. You know, she's obsessed at the moment because she's gained a couple of pounds. It's like, who cares? Apparently, I didn't obey the rule.
Yeah, but who's at fault, though? Yeah, who's at fault? Are you at fault for saying that, or is she at fault for expecting you not to say it and telling you not to say it, knowing that when she tells you not to say it, you're going to say it?
It was in my head, and that's it. And I thought, I'm crying out loud, do not say she's got a fat Harris. Don't do it. So I was convincing myself, and that was it. So I had immediately diverted my brain into going, gained a bit of timber there, girl, didn't you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it your fault for saying it, which is just you true to your nature, or is it H's fault for knowing you for 30 years and yet still
thinking that I would be safe to take out?
Yeah. She should know by now just to shut up and not say anything, and you won't say the thing that she doesn't want you to say because you would never have thought of it. Yeah. She should know that.
Of course, both of my lads are sat there, eyes bulging with tears, biting the edge of the table, and I'm like, what have I done?
I think I'd put the blame fairly and squarely on H for that one.
And they're like, dude, don't change that. Don't change, mate. No. What have I done? Tell me. Everything that Mum said not to do.
Yeah, I think that I put that back on H, that one. Absolutely.
Jeff saying Lynn's a real sweetheart. She is. She really is. And, you know, we treat her like our kid sister. We've all got a soft spot for Lynn because she's...
I don't have any sisters.
I've
I always kind of wanted a sister, but a big sister, or a little sister.
Mate. I'd trade them in tomorrow. They got their ways. We've all got our ways, I suppose. Right.
Well, I blame it entirely on the fact that I didn't grow up with any sisters, on my complete lack of any understanding of of women.
I was going to say, if you sit there and say you're going to blame it on H, I will grass you up and tell her.
What? I blame it on H that I haven't got any sisters?
No, that you blame it on H that I say things. I will
I blame it on H. Absolutely.
I will gladly pass that on, that it's the error of her ways and she's solely to blame.
Yeah.
Just to see how many voodoo dolls she sent you.
Yeah, but I've got the posh voice, so I'll be all right.
Yeah, who's that lovely, well-spoken man? It took me ages to think.
I'm like,
what's she on about? She speaks ever so well, ever so po.
Speak like a chud.
And I started playing back something. That's the bloke. I went, Fox. I said, nah, I cleaned that up, didn't I?
I mean, I haven't exactly got a strong Manchester accent, but I've got a posh voice.
They're all very well spoken.
My voice is annoying, if anything.
A very well spoken young man. I'm like, young? Ah.
Young?
Yeah, you are.
How very dare you?
Yeah. And Michael.
What was I talking about? So, yeah. So I blame the fact that I grew up with no sisters on the fact that I have no comprehension, understanding of women at all. Women just confuse and terrify me.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it, mate. Any bloke that says he fully understands women is a liar.
No, but I just even in a social setting, you may as well put me in a room full of, I don't know, just ferrets or something. I don't know. I just no idea what to do. I'm like, what?
I've tried over many years to understand a woman's logic, and no matter how hard I try it, I just can't do it. The thing is,
us men are simpletons, so we can't understand intelligent logic.
Yeah, I just nod approvingly.
I've just bailed you out of that one, I think.
You've done well there. Cheers, mate.
I just covered your ass on that one, mate.
Yeah, I owe you big time there, mate. Because
which is stupid to understand women's intelligent logic. There, I
could hear Marcy clicking her knuckles in the background, mate.
Yep. I mean, put it this way, right? I was like 23 before I even really believed that women pooped. I'm saying that jokingly, but it was still one of the things that I didn't really not believe it, but my brain was still like, nah, I can't imagine women poop. Nah, my brain's like, nah, it's not. If I'd grown up with a sister, then, it wouldn't have been a thing, but my brain was refusing such facts for a long time. No, women don't poop. What? I
always remember the first time I heard my missus part. I was gobsmacked. How could such a noise come out of someone so little?
Yeah.
And it was like, actually, you're still alive. Fist pump. That was it. If I had only known then the can of worms that was going to open up.
Yeah. That's like me teaching my friend Nikki how to play Halo, and she'd only ever played Final Fantasy. She didn't have a clue even how to use a controller. Yeah. And she was absolutely garbage. Within about 3 months, she was the best sniper on the team and would kick all our asses, and I regretted it after that. I'm like, why did I ever teach you this game, show you this game?
Well, you've got no worries, mate, because that ain't going to happen with me. I can assure you of that.
I don't know about that. You never know.
Because, I'm about as much use as an handbrake on a canoe when it comes to gaming, mate.
You never know. Well, it takes a little bit of practice, and suddenly you're just headshotting everybody from across the map.
You'll be devastated, mate, if I get round being a dab hand with the old Elite controller. You'll be like,
I wouldn't, because it'd be awesome, because then I'd have someone to play with.
Even better if I end up getting even better if I get the Xbox. Oh, you'll be in your element.
Oh, God, because then we can play co-op. Because then me, you, and Chris can play Borderlands. Ooh. Me and you can play Halo. Yeah, if you get an Xbox, that's 20 years of Halo games that me and you can play together. Yeah. Like me and Chris are doing on Tuesdays at 10 p.m.
Oh, good plug.
Do you like that?
Plug. Yeah.
It's good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good plug, mate. Mate, you can have 1,000 XP for that.
I think you'll get it where you can.
Yeah, that was far better than any pimping and plugging I would do.
Yeah. Do you know the one downside of these models taking so long to paint and being so big to manhandle is that as you're manhandling them, you're scraping paint off all the time. Look at that horn there.
Yeah.
It's only a base colour. It's not a problem.
Desperately
it's just
trying not to be too heavy-handed with it, but you can't avoid it.
No, because like you're moving it around. I know all the paint's coming off these feet because I'm just dragging them around, but there's not much you can do really.
Well, I was going to go over and give everything a quick matte coat, try to lock everything in.
You could do. I mean, I'm going to. My plan is to find a brush. Actually, would be a good start. My plan is to finish that sentence. My plan is to get everything painted up first, then do a matte coat when everything else is done, and then the last thing I'll do is go on and do all the metallic highlights and stuff. And graphite and dry brushing, because that'll be the stuff that I want to be shiny.
Yeah. Because it would protect everything where we're at the moment, wouldn't it? Because I've had to go round tonight and touch up a couple of bits that I've already painted.
Yeah.
Paint off, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I was going to leave it just till I'd done everything and just needed the glossy stuff after. But like you, I might do one before just to. But then again, the way we're manhandling this, you're probably just not taking the matte coat off as well. So.
To be honest with you, it's mainly the feet scraping across the desk, isn't it?
Yeah, but then again, I suppose I can just go over and do some more rusty colours and rust and stuff and dirt and dust on those. So that's not so bad. I don't mind if it's the feet because we do them. Ha la 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 la.
Bit of that.
A little bit of that.
Old J. Lewis says shiny.
Shiny.
Edward Leonard says, when I was 23, I had 2 kids, and I said, well, you women do.
Yeah. Yeah, handy tip there. I was going to say, if you're doing a model that's going to have lots of matte stuff but shiny highlights, do the shiny highlights after you've done your matte coat. Otherwise, you just matte coat your shiny highlights, and it's a bit pointless, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I find when I've done like dry brushing or anything like that, it's always once a matte coat's gone down because...
Yeah, you want the little fringe, don't you?
Insanity.
Insanity. I'm waiting for things to dry now.
Every time I look at it, I'm seeing something I hadn't spotted.
Yeah. Welcome to the next 6 months of your life. Yeah. Can't believe you paid all them checkers that fast, you absolute cowbag.
Yeah.
Here's me taking 3 hours just to paint 3 panels. And that was big checkers as well. You've got that pipe that's impossible to get to, and you're painting bloody checkers on it.
Yeah.
Mind you, how long did it take you to draw them all out before you painted them?
Why?
What?
A couple of minutes.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. It's on the stream. I just use that brush.
No, before we started, you said.
Yeah, that's when we was fettling before we went live. All I did is quickly did a little paint along with Nancy, a couple of lines. That was it.
I've stopped listening now. I'm not even listening anymore.
Why?
I'm so disgusted with you. I don't know, because it took me like 2 hours to do that. You just did all that.
Yeah, but you're very particular, aren't you? Because you're coming from an Imperial Guard way of doing everything with perfect lines and that, whereas me, I'm just like, painted this with a mop, bosh, 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 bosh. Done.
Yeah, but yours look good, though.
Really? I think they look horrible.
They look fine from here. They look like checkers. Checkers, all right?
Yeah, it's a minute. Still got to put me chips on there yet and all that.
You do have 18 weeks worth of chipping to do. I don't envy you that. Check your chat.
What we got? Oh, blimey. Wow, thank you. What name? Octavia is in. Let's go for Octavia. Scale Modelling Chaos has just put in a £20 super
Octavia?
Chat, saying evening, all our good friend Paul. Yeah, he has a girl's name every month, and being that it's October, I'm calling him Octavia. Right. Hello, mate. How you doing? And thank you very much. You will be getting a bit of on-screen air guitar goodness in about 10 seconds. There you go. Come up on my screen.
Then in about a week's time, he should be Noreen.
Noreen, is that what we're calling? Noreen. Oh, Noreen.
Noreen for November.
Yep, I'll go with that.
Noreen or Norma? Which one do you think?
Norma.
Norma.
Yeah. Well, that'll remind us of the peas, won't it? Nice peas, Norma. Call him Norma Snockers.
1975. Hello.
Absolutely. There you go, mate. You got a bit of on-screen air guitar. Me and Jeff are currently giving it the...
Welcome.
Many thanks,
welcome.
mate. That is going to be such a massive help. You wouldn't believe it,
Jeff
mate.
says, whoa, that's a way to make an entrance.
Yeah, I know we both say it, but, you know, it means a lot, but it does, you know. That's a lot of money for me. And, yeah, wow. Thank you very, very much.
Very, very generous.
Absolutely. I could be really cruel. No, I'm not going to be cruel. I'm going to do the next lot of checkers next time.
What?
Nothing. I said a word.
What?
Nothing.
You just shut up now with your words.
Dude, you don't trust me at all, do you? Trust me, Fox.
No.
I'm your friend.
I trust nobody with anything.
Yeah.
No, nothing, no, never, neither. No.
Absolutely. There you go. Right. What was I doing, dude? Can you remember?
What was I thinking?
Fans are saying, long time no see. How you been keeping? Yeah, real life and all of that lot, mate. He's probably been sorting out stuff with his daughter. Sorting all of that lot out. And I take it you're back at the office now as well, mate, isn't you? Because, like I say, a lot of people were working from home. Now not working from home, so...
You're
busy with work the last few months. Yeah.
Right, let's do something.
Yeah, he's just going laughing out loud.
Laughing. Out loud.
Rolling, ride.
Right.
I don't know why I just burst into that.
Sponge. It's important that I said that.
Yeah, he says he does a mix 3 days at home, 2 in the office. Yeah,
mixed grill. Ooh. Mixed kebab. Oh. I just tried making that all rough, but it's not actually come out that rough. Damn it. When I pull your ends and try and make you rough, be rough. Don't be not rough. Now we need a lighter red colour. Wild Rider Wet may suffice, I think. Because it's there and I can't be bothered getting another one out. What are you doing?
Painting. Yeah, that really helps you, doesn't it? I'm not telling you what I'm doing because you'll get the ump with me.
Are you doing checkers?
No.
What are you painting?
Hulk. On the
Really?
world's worst wiggly line.
The world's worst wiggly line?
Yeah, it's redeemable.
Why is it the world's worst? What makes it the world's worst?
Because it's wiggly.
Do you mean... well, I was going to say, if it's the world's worst wiggly line, does that mean it's straight? Because a wiggly line shouldn't be straight.
No, it's proper wiggly because I looked up to answer you and I forgot that I had the paintbrush in my hand.
So you mean it's the world's worst straight line because it's wiggly?
Wiggly as boo-boo, but it's redeemable.
I would have thought you'd be great at wiggly lines.
I am. Believe you me, mate.
Oops, a bit of sponge fell off. God damn it. Where are you going, sponge?
I'll tell you something, I surprised myself with that one. Did that all in one hit. Bloody hell.
What? Let me see.
Oh.
Oh. Tart.
Wait your turn.
Me.
What was that?
Turn. Me. Wait
your turn. Lemmakins. Look, just because Mummy...
I didn't know we had a queue.
Just because your mum said I was her favourite.
Yeah.
You've not gotten over it. Said you had.
I need to go and get... While you witter on about nonsense, I'm going to get some fresh water. Back in a second.
Oh,
For me and for the pot.
He's such a spoon.
I've unplugged you now. I can't hear all the things you're saying about me.
Ah, brilliant. Brilliant.
Right.
Can't hear anything we're saying about him. Yeah, I know his ears will be burning now because he'll be thinking, are they all talking about? But no, on a serious note, Paul, cheers for that, mate. Such a big help. Yeah. For that, then try and redeem what's worst wiggly line. Paintbrush. Right. See how we can do. Octavia says, forgot kebab. Fox just finished off a KFC. Had 4 pieces of original, 2 fillets, 6 hot wings, and 2 portions of fries and gravy. Oh, nice meal.
I want all of that now.
Yeah. Octavia was on about the fact that she had KFC.
See, I'd love a KFC, but I don't trust my local KFC enough to actually deliver what I've ordered, or to not find that half of the stuff I've ordered isn't actually there and they've just given me half the order. So we can't rely on it for delivery anymore. And I've got no idea where our local...
He said, I got a bonus this month, so I'm spreading the love, so to speak. Thank you very much.
Oh,
it does mean a lot, mate. You know, I know I blub on about it, but it does. That people take time out to think of you with their generosity. It means a lot.
Yep. Exactly. Oh, God, I can't get that open.
Get back to the wild. I don't know.
What?
And that in there. In some of these shonky lines.
Shonky lines. What's that secret you're keeping?
That secret you're keeping.
The secret of peas.
Painted checkers.
That's not quite what I wanted, actually.
Didn't hear me, did he, folks?
What did you say?
I think they've said a word. See?
Okay, just checking.
Singing.
Tart.
Painted checkers and foxes.
Damn it, your noise gate is cutting out the things that I can't quite hear.
Yeah, I know you're hating me, aren't you?
It's like you're going, yeah, and I'm missing little bits because it's just below your noise gate threshold. You don't know what I'm
singing, do you?
No, it's just below your noise gate threshold, and it's frustrating as hell.
I'm painting checkers and foxes.
It nearly made me knock my wash over then.
He complained that I was too quiet, and then...
you know, there's only one frustrating thing with this paint job at the minute.
Yes.
And that is that when it comes to posting up pictures of what we've done.
Oh, yeah.
At the minute, it's only little bits. And you can't photograph this thing very easily. So you get this big photograph of this big stonking stomper, and you can't really see the bits you painted.
I didn't post one last week, purely and simply because I thought, no one's going to know what I've actually done because it don't look any bloody different.
It looks exactly the same.
We came off the back of a 5-hour live stream and it looked identical. And I'm like...
Yeah, and it's like, you know, at first you're painting all the big stuff and it looks great. But then you start painting the little details. You spend 3 hours painting one thing and it's like, have you done anything? Sob.
Yeah. So you sit there and you're like, they're all going to think I'm the laziest man in the world.
Our response is just mathematical sobbing.
That's all I did. I sobbed into my pillow.
Pillow of sadness.
And that gun's in the way, that door's in the way. Why did I have
this?
I
just painted these bits silver because they look too much like the rusty coppery bit.
Yeah.
I painted them silver, now I'm putting on some shades, some rusty shades, and they just look like they did before I painted them. It's like, oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, it's when you sent me that picture, wasn't it? I spent the entire day shading this, edge highlighted, and they look identical, wouldn't it? Which was the dudes, wasn't it?
Yeah, those dudes, the Horus Heresy dudes.
Yeah, and it's like I sat there for hours doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's dried, I can't see a bit of difference. And it was like,
yeah, it looked great when the paint was wet, but now they just look like, you know.
I felt your pain that day, I must.
Yeah. I really did lose the will to live with those, though, sadly. I'll go back to them at some point.
Yeah, you'll go back with your batteries recharged and you'll be able to knock out the paint job and you'll be like, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was getting so reluctant to paint them that I was spending lots of time not painting them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know, in the time I've procrastinated painting these because I've lost the mojo, I could have painted 3 other things and got them up on eBay by now, so...
Panzer says, okay, Fox, I'm going to buy it. What is with the box taped to your bench? Panzer, if you had watched last week's stream when that question was asked.
If you're a regular viewer.
You've got the answer, mate.
Yes, it's quite simple. When you're doing live streams and you're doing like painting and stuff, you never really know where the camera's pointed when you're painting. So what you tend to do is when you're filming or anything like that, you have a little marker on the bench somewhere that says this is where the camera's pointed at. So when you're working, you know you're in shot. I have a little marker on my mat here, which normally will be the focal point for the camera. And this just is taped down to stop this cutting mat moving so that my center point doesn't move. Unfortunately, because this thing is so big, it's all moot anyway, because there's no way for me to point the camera at any of this without it going out of shot or being in the wrong area. So it's kind of pointless with this, really. But it'd be like if I was just painting something like this size, and let's say the camera was pointed down at this, you can't really see it, but there's a little marker on my mat there.
Yeah.
If the camera was there and this is my focal point, so I set my focus here and that's what I'm doing, and I'm painting away. If I start painting over here, I know I'm not in shot. So it's just so I know roughly. It's force of habit now more than anything else. It doesn't really apply to this because it's so big, unfortunately. But
that's why I cheat and I have my turntable, because my turntable, once the stompa's on it, pretty much in shot. So, and if I need to tweak the camera, I just give the camera like tweak.
I mean, I don't like moving my camera because its focus is set for roughly around about here.
Yeah.
So if I start moving it around, I'm never going to know what the focus is. But so I've got this little mat. This is my little messy painting mat that I've taped it down on the side so it can't go that way, and that stops it going that way. I've just got nothing smaller than that to tape down, basically. So it's the smallest thing I had at hand to use. All tricks of the trade.
Exactly. I mean, if I didn't have the blue cloth down, I use the circle right in the middle of the cutting mat as my center of shot. That's why the cutting mat, I went for a one-piece one, because it's got a beautiful circle that is bang in the center of the bench, and it's like...
It's always funny when you watch like Star Trek, like or something like that, like Deep Space Nine or Next Gen, and you're watching it, and occasionally you'll see the camera pan across, and you'll just see a little X on the floor, like a little bit of gaffer tape on the floor, and that's of course a mark for the actor, so the actor knows where to stand.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thing basically, but sometimes they get forgotten, and you see them marked on them.
You used to see it in the TV studios, didn't you, where the contestants would come out and there'd be a little mark on the deck.
Yep, and that's just basically saying stand there because that's where the camera's pointed. La, 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 la. Right, well, that wasn't quite what I was looking for, but now we'll add a little bit of blackness, I think. A little bit of blackulosity. You mentioned kebabs. I really want a kebab now.
Octavia.
Damn it. Banned.
Yeah, I must admit, I haven't had a good old greasy kebab for donkeys.
Yeah. It's been a while, but not too long. I would have had one the other day when I went to the chippy, but sadly the grill was actually out of commission. I got Mama Fox some fish and chips, and I was like, where's it? Right, I'll have a portion of small chips and a Challenger burger, which is their like £12 burger or something. It's ridiculous.
A good old all-day breakfast at a greasy spoon.
Yeah, and it's the grill's not working. I'm like, oh, now I've got to have something boring like chips. I mean, fish. Ugh, you guys suck. So
bit
I
of
didn't
your
have my
dies
challenge there.
inside, doesn't it? It's like,
Is it? I can't remember how heavy. Is it 12 ounces? Is that heavy? Is that like a half pound?
something like that.
I don't do ounces. I'm British, so I don't understand ounces. Tell me something's a kilogram. I know how much that is. Bizarrely. Tell me something's an ounce. Is an ounce big? I don't know. How big's an ounce?
Yeah, I'm a bit of everything. Ounces, pounds, stones, feet, inches, metric. You know, it's just like, yeah.
Because if you say something weighs 3 kilos, I'm like, well, a kilo is a bag of sugar, so that's 4 bags of sugar. That's quite heavy. But if you say something's like 27 ounces, I'm like, is that big?
I mean, if you say to me how tall you are, I'll tell you, 6'1". People will go, what's that in meters? Well, I don't bloody know. I don't do meters. And it's weird, isn't it? Because I should do.
I love it when you get like Europeans and they say like crime reports and they say, yes, we're looking for a white male with brown hair who's 1.73 meters tall. I'm like, what's that? About 6 inches? He's tiny. What? I don't. What? Yeah. Is that a height? How does that even work?
We still get caught out by it, and yet really we shouldn't, because decimalization's been in, and the old imperial went out in the 70s, and yet.
Well, it's the weird thing, we mock the Americans for having their really crazy measurement systems and not being imperial, but yet I still have a better understanding of miles and things like that than I do. Yeah, we still have our road signs are still in miles, which is weird when you think about it.
Well, it's only when we had to adhere to the EU laws, wasn't it, that we started adopting weights and measures in kilos and things like that, because you would go in and, I want a pound of spam, I want a pound of this, or, a 6 pound turkey. And
I think we had the kilos and stuff. It's just, it was, people just still really dealt
it wasn't enforced, was it? And then all of a sudden, weights and measures and EU law, and it's under Blair's lot, wasn't it? Really got bought in, and butchers weren't allowed to sell it unless it was priced per kilo and all of that. And it was like really.
Yeah. But it's just weird how, I some metric measurements I'm fine with, and some I just have no concept. Like people measuring the height in centimeters, meters. If you tell me you're 6'2", I know you're a tall guy. If you tell me you're 2 meters, 1 centimeter, I'm like, is that tall?
My mum used to say, I'm what she would call a door frame filler.
Yeah.
It's as tall and as wide as a door frame. It's like, cheers, Mum. I don't know whether to be offended or not.
Yeah.
Basically saying I'm a tall, fat git. Thanks, love.
Yeah.
With your 4'8"ness.
It's just funny though, isn't it? It's like if you say you're 5'8", I know how big that is without thinking. But if you say you're 2 meters, I have to do a mental calculation to figure out that that's 6 foot and not like 5'2" or something. I don't know. At the end of the day, whichever way the British do it is clearly the right way anyway. We all know that.
If you was asked H how tall she would make a point of saying 5 foot 1 inch. Yeah. That 1 inch to her is all important.
There's a lot of jokes there. I won't make them.
Yeah, I know exactly what your dirty mind was thinking. So rude, so naughty.
You were thinking the same.
It was. I was thinking, how am I going to get myself out of this potential hole that I could be falling in?
Well, you think that anyway all the time. Nothing new there. That's your normal state of affairs. Is like you're like a meerkat constantly watching for how to get out.
It's funny, if we come back from somewhere, I'd normally look at H and go, did I do good? She went, proud of you, soldier. You did nothing controversial. Mate, I'm dead proud of that. And I'm like, really? I shouldn't be. I should be able to go out without insulting someone.
Great pride that you, as an adult, you went outside and didn't embarrass anybody.
Yeah.
You went into the public and didn't end up,
Didn't end up at hell somewhere.
It's like, he sets himself very low standards, which he often fails to achieve.
Exactly, mate.
It's like, woohoo, I achieved bare minimum. Woohoo! Really?
Yeah, I was positively chuffed to bits, mate. The lovely Lynn Dipple is in. Hello, Lynn. Hello, darling. Lovely to see you. And yes, we are still going.
Yeah. Although the amount of crap I've eaten this week, how much longer before, I do not know.
Yeah.
Mm. La 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 la.
Sounds so wrong, doesn't it? That
What?
my vibrating vortex shaker.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, that's a result. Because normally
Yeah.
people hear it and they go, "What on earth is that racket in the corner?" It's like,
No.
oh, that's a result.
Yeah.
I'm pleased about it. Right.
I think this collab cam website has its own little noise gate because I'm missing a little bit. I think it's being a bit more aggressive than I'm used to.
I have got my microphone far away so that I don't scream in your lug hole, though.
No, it's not that.
No,
I think because I'm not hearing what people watching the stream are hearing. I've noticed that when I watch the stream back, you sound a lot different to when you're in my earpiece.
It says my stompa is beginning to blend into the background. Yeah, I know, it's good at it. It's stealthling. This is camouflage the Festa way.
Whoa, camouflage.
I might have done more checkers, dude, whilst you was chatting.
You just shut up with your checkers. Oh. Have you done the back and forth as well? Just shut up. I'm not even listening.
Checkers there. And I did checkers on the tube.
Stop listening. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, but I know that at some point you will start listening again. You'll look up and you'll see them right at the screen going, dude, look at these checkers.
I'm shaking my Agrax Urshay shirt. They look really good, actually, mate. They do look good on camera. So,
mate, I think they look awful, but
you can just shut up. I hate you. Yeah, but don't forget you've got weathering and stuff to go on top, and you've got your shade to go on it, which always makes it uniform and blend together a bit. So you've got stuff to go on yet. Don't worry. Not over till the fat lady sings. How you doing, Lynn?
How you doing, Lynn?
Colin Stomper is blending in the background. Okay, I need to stop before. Oh, that's wrong. That's me. I need to stop before I ruin this Reaper. Don't ruin it. Why do you think you're going to ruin it, Hughes?
I've never known you to ruin a paint job yet, Marcy.
Yeah, what are you about to do that you think is going to ruin it?
If you think you're going to ruin it, put it to one side or paint a different part of it, darling.
Yeah, go and do something else.
That's what you would tell me. And I would listen to you purely out of fear.
Out of absolute terrified fear.
Yeah. Because it'd be like, if anyone is going to find H's number, it'll be Marcy. And then I'll have a whole world of pain.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, so I was having these weird dreams where I wasn't scared that I was being chased because I was being chased because I'd done something evil. And my brain was like, well, it's fair play, I've done something evil. And I was doing weird things. I was doing these dreams. It was very strange. And I know what triggered them.
Highly illegal.
Well, in one of them, I was like, I was stood outside this building, and the building was like glass walled.
Yeah.
It was full of people. And at this point in the dream, they were all bad guys. And I was like, I was trying to save some people. So they were all bad guys. And I'd been watching something. I think what I watched on TV. I'd watched something, and there was like a wall of laser beams that was a defensive structure in this TV program or film or whatever. I can't remember what it was now. And somebody was saying, you can't get me because I'm behind all these laser beams. So in this dream, what I was doing was I was kind of flicking my hand like that.
Yeah.
And when I flick my hand like that, basically there'd be a person stood there. They'd suddenly have like 8 or 9 cuts through them, and they just collapse in a pile of slices. Like they'd just been like, and that'd be like, so I'm killing all these bad guys. But then it turns out they weren't the bad guys, and I was suddenly being chased by the good guys because I was the bad. I'm like, oh, this is a bit rum. So I'm being chased for doing these nasty things. I'm like, I woke up and I'm like, so it would have been a nightmare, but I was thought to myself, it's fair play they're chasing me because I've done a bad thing. So I didn't wake up terrified. I woke up going, that was interesting.
Yeah. Old D. Tommaso says, I've started painting the flintlock pirate pistol. Happy days, mate. And welcome in, mate. I was trying to acknowledge you, but I didn't want to interrupt my man there.
Hello, buddy.
Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing all right, mate.
Yeah.
After you and Don.
I managed to make all these bits that were supposed to stand out blend into the rust.
Well,
Probably not ideal. No, that wasn't my intention really, but never mind.
Proud of you, so.
Kind of, I've put them back the way they were, basically. Yeah, not ideal. Never mind. You know the end of the world.
You says dog's got to go out. Be right back. No worries, Marcy. See you in a second, darling.
Wee time. Go outside for a bush wee. See, that's a Bluey thing.
I would have known that if I'd watched more than one episode.
Yeah, if you watch Bluey, you'd know about bush wees.
Yeah,
Tactical
I'm
wees.
really letting you down. You're not happy with me, are you, mate?
No.
Yeah. Lynn says, put the Reaper down now or else. Yes, exactly. Ain't going right. Put it to one side. We had that last week, didn't we? We both hit a spot on the model that we weren't enjoying, and it was like, yeah, let's just.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, let's just end the stream now because it's going to go wrong. Yeah.
That's what I do
all
with.
night protecting with these exhaust pipes, and they don't look that much different. Oy, oy, oy.
But that's a productive night then.
Hey?
That's a productive night then. Purely and simply because if it don't look no different, that's because you've done such a good job.
Well, I mean, they do look different. I see what you did there. I appreciate the effort.
I did go to a lot of effort for that and achieved nothing, didn't I?
Yeah, it's the way life is, though. I mean, you have to accept that. It is the order of things. I've tidied up the rust, I suppose, a little bit, but it is different when you look at it up close, but it's not.
Considering earlier on we was falling over left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
And we're doing all right. And dare I say it, at risk of things going tits up.
Why don't you just not say it?
Yeah, everything does seem stabilised, so it might have been a glitch.
Could have been. I mean, I'm still getting glitchy stuff on my end here, but.
How are you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter though because it's.
Are you suffering at the as viewers? I take it the stream is still.
No.
Coming out, or is it jumpy, laggy, or anything like that? Let us know. Take it audio and video is still.
I'll take a little video so you can see what I'm referring to. It won't do it now. You watch.
Could this be a bit similar to what you had on the yard, where everything would pixelate? Or
no, if stop doing it now. I'm filming it. God damn it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at YouTube on the other monitor, and it is crystal clear.
No, it's now suddenly not doing it. It seems to do it when things move around a bit. Let's just move my hand around, see what happens. La, la, la. No.
I'm wondering whether that's Slob struggling to focus the cameras then.
No, I think it's the website thing.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
And not anything to do with your software hardware there.
No.
It's not coming through to the stream, so it's.
It's like earlier, everyone could, Panther says stream is steady. Yeah, everyone's happy. It's transmitted. Scale Modelling Chaos says, I would say no grown man should watch Bluey, but this is Fox. So I use grown men in the loosest possible term. Even my 10-year-old daughter thinks Fox needs to get a life for watching Bluey, love that lad. I watched one episode, Paul. I've been getting told off ever since because I've only watched one episode.
The creators of Bluey were actually asked, is Bluey created for kids or for adults? And they said, yes.
Yeah. I mean, how many hours of Bluey did you watch the other week in one hit? Many hours.
I've watched all of them now. There's like a couple hundred episodes.
You're joking. Lynn says stream is great. Lovely. Thank you, Lynn, for the feedback.
There's about 60 episodes in the season, and they're all about 6-7 minutes long. So, right, stop doing it now.
Hey, Paul, so unlike Fox, I can't sit and watch shed loads like that.
You should do that. It's a life-affirming experience.
Yeah. Can you get her to rescue me? Because Fox is trying to get me converted to watch loads of Bluey.
Without going into details, you know what I'm talking about, Colin, when people like us tend to latch on to something that makes us happy. A little bit sometimes, if you know what I mean.
Comes your crutch.
If you understand what I'm saying. Oops.
Oh yes. Lynn says, I've read that out. No fuss. I'm about to read out the message I'd read out myself a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to call you Ted now.
Are you liking the slightly bigger pictures, Lynn? Because everyone was liking it earlier on. I made a bit of a change to stream and over a slightly bigger camera shot, just to see how it comes out. I'll watch the stream back later, but yeah, seems to be working all right, doesn't it? You gone again?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm trying to film that flicky effect I've got here, but every time I try it, it stops. So I'm just going to give up.
Yeah.
No, so you can see what I'm seeing, but every time I try it,
says, on the other hand, Colin, if attendant Kira was in 200 episodes, you're asking me that question.
Yeah, you watched every single goddamn one.
Hey, I've got a wallpaper of Kira on my bloody iWatch. My missus is like, really? You really are sad.
And you're like, yep, all the way.
You realise how old she is now, so still would. I've got a dead arm for that. What was that for?
What was that for?
Yeah, I'm not the person who's got a picture of Tom Hardy on the bedroom door.
Oh, God, Tom Hardy. Ugh.
Yeah.
He's not even a good actor, never mind. Oh, dear.
She doesn't like it when I do my Tom Hardy impression because she says it's mocking him.
I wouldn't even know what Tom Hardy sounds apart from Bane. I can't tell you what he sounds like.
When he talks, it's flammity flam 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 flammity flam 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 flam. And she says I'm mocking him. Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. See, all I know is when he plays Bane, he's like,
yeah, exactly. It's like,
what? And apparently that was after he changed the audio to make it more audible.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, what a chump.
Oh, yeah. Apparently that's different. It's okay for her to have the picture up of Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
So you can imagine who's been looking for an attendant Kira poster.
Oh, yeah. Or just, you've got a printer. Just look for a really big screenshot.
Yeah, but I would go for a life-size one.
Well, you've got a 3D printer. I'm sure you can find something. It went quiet. There's thinking occurring now.
Well, I may have just created an ecumenical matter.
I may have just created a monster.
Might have to search on Thingiverse later. People go, oh, but nothing. It's the nose wrinkles, folks. Them nose wrinkles. Oh, the minx. So naughty.
If you ever won the lottery, I know you'd be on all the prop and auction houses looking for auctions of like prosthetic nose wrinkles used live on Star Trek sets. You pay
I won
any
the lottery,
money for
mate. I'd be sat outside by her front gate going, morning.
Morning,
Kira, you're looking lovely today. Thank you.
And H should be there next year, just giving you constant dead arms.
Oh yeah, she'd be battering me, mate. Should have.
And you'd be like, slap. It's worth it. Slap.
Go, yeah.
Worth it.
And you look at her again, smack. Well, but I told you not. Just one more. Nose wrinkles one.
Slap. Worth it.
Especially if she used to walk out of her front gate wearing the nose wrinkles. I often wonder. This is going to sound quite. Yeah. Bester needs to get out more. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I often wonder whether she still might naughtily dress up in the attendant Kira gear with the nose wrinkles. Or do you think that's just me hoping?
I suspect she doesn't actually have it because it's not hers. But yes. Yes, if it makes your life better, then yes, I'm sure she does regularly.
Dude, you wouldn't believe how complete it makes my life. No, Lynn, I'm about to, darling. I had forgotten.
Did we get H up at some point, by the way?
Yeah, she messaged me. When I turned around and said, I got myself out of a hole there because she's just messaged. She's yeah. But I may have forgotten in all the confusion to do the one important thing just raised. I've got to stand.
What, stand up?
Do that when I've got one more bit of Ujimi calling me to do, and then I'll stand up then.
I've just realised I'm painting chips on this barrel, this fuel barrel. And of course, I've not done chips like this anywhere else, and it doesn't really make any sense.
I am suitably chastised.
Good.
I shall do that now. Brush of paint in this is about to be put down. Just spotting a purple panel that I need.
Purple panel people eater. Yes, I'm doing traditional paint chips on this barrel, and it.
So careful.
Doesn't really make any sense. Can't reach that.
Moment. Come and stand up.
Standing now, sir.
Oh yeah, I'm still sitting. I'm cleaning my paint.
Sitting now, sir. Not standing yet, sir.
I shall tongue out. Lid shut. Lid says, "Good boy." She said, "I'm keeping an eye out on you." Yeah.
I'm sure Lynn didn't say that, but yeah, filthy, dirty little bugger.
Oh, yeah. Thinking again. Be sure. Be sure.
I need a brown. What brown do I need? Ooh.
Old man noises. Old man noise. Oh, I need it.
Yes, that was making a bit of an old man noise there, wasn't it? My apologies. Ooh.
We all do it. Old man noises getting out the chair. Yeah, the poll says that Bane character was absolute garbage, and Edward goes, "Yeah, you're right there, mate. Yeah, it was one of them, wasn't it?" I did enjoy Heath Ledger's Joker, though. He's gone again, isn't he? He's fell out. Gone quiet again, isn't he? Might take him a while to realise. Yeah, what's going on? Dum, dum, dum. Send him a message to let him know. I take it you can see and hear me still out there, Pete. Oh, in the chat. Hey. Let me come back in. Okay, 2 secs. That kicks in. Can you hear me? Talkie.
Oh, hello. Yes, I can hear you. What happened? Woo.
Yeah, you dropped out. I just had to start and shut down Streamlabs again and start it back up.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it was the same for me as last time. I fell out.
I don't know whether the stream's still going or not.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm asking people in the chat, can they see us?
Still showing us live. Still
waving at the camera. See whether
yeah, it's back now. It's just caught up to where we are now. Yes,
yeah, it's all back now. Right,
cool.
There's the thing. All you got to do, is just click the cross on Streamlabs. Don't end the stream.
Yeah,
it'll tell you, are you sure you want to quit whilst you're live? And just say yeah, and then it'll come back. Can you see and hear us? I'm sticking my thumb up to see whether my stream picks it up.
Yeah.
I can't see a live picture. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll just do that. Sorry if it's annoying you folks. But yeah, there you go. We're both on.
Yeah. It was just
that's them.
Yeah, so you just need to force shut slobs and go back in, don't you?
Slobs.
Yeah.
At least we know. So yeah, just hit the cross, force shut it, straight back in. Boom. Don't even end the stream.
Yeah. No, because you've got a good 25-30 seconds before YouTube.
Yeah, there's a delay. So
Yeah, sorted. See, that's what I was trying to do on mine when mine did that, but unfortunately I have to go into Task Manager and shut slobs down. So
Yeah, no, I just literally
it.
did the, and it said, "Are you sure?" Of course I'm sure. Then I just clicked straight back on it and it reloaded. Job done.
Cool.
That's
so
their end.
If it does it again, I'll just refresh and wait.
Yeah,
cool.
wait.
Done. It's a lot easier then, isn't it? And the good thing is, when you watch the stream back later, you won't notice a gap.
Because laugh out loud, Colin's in dire need of a manicure. No, I deliberately pick my nails right back because if my demons are at me, I scratch at my skin until it bleeds, mate. So, yeah, it's a case of laughing out loud at my expense. But at the end of the day, I deliberately pick my nails or cut my nails right back, mate. So, but thanks for raising that so that I had to explain it. Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least we know now. You just close it down and restart it. Hopefully. Should be seamless.
Yeah, that's them
Yeah, but when you watch it back, though, it's quite good because I watched back one the other day I'd done. It was like, you don't even notice on the stream, it doesn't stop. It just cuts straight from when you stop to when you start. There's no gap.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but it's just a bit buggy, though, still, with it. But I think it'll iron it out.
Yeah, they'll get there eventually.
Yeah, sorry, dude, my bad. Yeah, no, it's all right, mate. I've had it before where I've had some really nasty comments on my videos about, oh, you've got disgusting fingernails. I've got them for a reason, mate. Yeah, that's why I'm so heavily tattooed. Scratch at me. Demons are at me. So by keeping my nails cut right back, it stops me. Not to worry, I still loves you. Hey. I'm still standing up, Lynn. I'm still stood up, darling.
Good lad. Good lad.
Yeah. Let me know when you think I've stood up for enough. Lynn goes, yeah. Yeah, at least we know now. We won't have to peeing about with the streams. But what I'll do is I'll have an archive of this in my dashboard. I'll fire it over to them.
Yeah, and just see if they can come up with something.
Yeah, it's certainly certainly not hardware and graphics because
no, I think Streamlabs has a hard time connecting to things. I think.
Yeah.
Because like I say, I think that's what was happening on mine with Stream Deck. I think that's what was happening with mine the other day when you kept losing me.
Yeah.
I think Streamlabs has a hard time maintaining a connection to external things like this. And maybe we don't notice it on some of the widgets because you don't use them all the time, like,
that's right, yeah.
Tip jar and stuff, because we don't use them all. They're not constantly active, so.
Yeah, but it's like anything, they only rolled this out a couple of weeks back, innit? 3 or 4 weeks ago, so it's very fresh, so, yeah.
I did see one thing that said a good thing to do with slobs is, and you may have probably already done it, is to run it in administrator mode anyway.
Oh, that's what I do, yeah.
Yeah, I do that now, and also to do a troubleshoot it, and if necessary, roll it back. For compatibility.
Yes,
it seems to work a little bit more reliably if you use it. But that's if you're in like Windows 11 or 10. Are you in Windows 10?
Windows 10. Yeah, I don't use 11.
No.
Gosh.
I did it on mine, and it was like, yeah, we'll roll it back to work to compatible with Windows 7 and 8.
Yeah, mine's running compatibility mode as a.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Like my OBS that I use, that's in compatibility mode. My OBS, it was on the latest version, but I've recently just rolled it back one version because it kept forking my Stream Deck.
I tried doing the compatibility mode on my OBS, and it just said, yeah, that's not going to work. Can't find these files. Okay.
Really? Mine's fine.
Well, it went through the thing and said, test it now. When I tried to test it, it couldn't run it. So it just
you can run OBS in portable mode as well, where you're doing a test of the new software. Because that's all I did with version 28. Is I just run it in portable mode. Found it kept crashing. It was like, you won't be overwriting my data with that one.
I know nothing of such things. I just turn it on and press buttons and
I just run it in portable mode if you're beta testing a new version, but. Normally, I wait for a good while before I'll upgrade because if it ain't broke, don't fix it is my motto.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I still say OBS is far more stable than slobs. If they was to have the features in all the features in slobs in OBS. I'm just
sorry, I lost you a bit there on the end of that.
I'm keeping an eye on OBS. If it had all the features of slobs,
yeah,
there's a few it ain't got.
Nah. I mean, I must admit, because I know when you said the other day about, you know, you and Chris had told me about OBS, and it's like, the thing is, when you guys told me about it, I was still like version 1.5 when OBS was like it was like a Windows 3.1 nightmare.
Yeah.
It was like, you may as well have been a DOS prompt.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to use that. Oh, no. But then I downloaded it the other day, and it's like version 20. Oh, now this I can work with.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot more user-friendly than what... This is what I didn't understand when you kept saying, oh, it's crap, it's this. It's like, no, it ain't.
Yeah, because I was used to like version 1.5.
OBS is a lot more stable than Slobs. Slobs is good, don't get me wrong. And, you know, it's only recently started doing this. But if OBS were to bring out a similar feature, I would absolutely migrate straight back to my gaming OBS rig, because that's got all the profiles on it that I've got on this one.
I mean, I've basically set mine up now so that everything that's not like a co-op stream like this is in OBS now.
Oh yeah, my OBS is for solo streams. All my gaming's in there.
Yep.
All my Skyrim artwork, Grim Fandango artwork's in there. I used to run the fish tank streams from it.
Spent a good couple of hours the other day getting that all set up.
All my bench update stuff that I film with the green screen backgrounds, that's all done in OBS.
The thing that made me really happy was that I thought, right, I've got like 20 different scenes collections now. How am I going to do this? And then I was like, oh, wait, there's a button, import scenes, click, done. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. There's all my stuff.
Yeah. Paul says, so in other news, I moved my shelf units and part of the stash back into the house. The flintlock pistol was one of them. Still haven't found the 2 Gumpler bit kits that I got for Christmas a couple of years. They're hiding from you, mate. It's a conspiracy. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's hydulating.
Got to watch these Gundam kits. I had a Kashatri that did for me for 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul put up the picture of a photograph of a bit of that flintlock, the actual butt of the grip.
Yeah, it's
said, can you guess what this picture is? And I was like, it looks like a Buddha or Sterling Moss in 1955.
Good shout.
And it did it like in this kind of like 1950s racing helmet shape.
Yeah, I thought it was a religious artifact, you know, and I'm like, better not say anything derogatory.
Well, at first I was like, is this kind of Raiders type thing? Where's the start? But it's like, oh no.
It's funny though, you can see it now.
Yeah. Well, then I thought, was it look like a kind of Roman soldier? Perhaps couldn't tell what it was. But yeah, it really. The first thing I thought was it's like a 1950s racing helmet. Cool.
Then Dipple, question: can I record a show on OBS without going live? I have a C920.
Yes.
Yes, you can. If you had heard what I said, Lynn, all my bench update videos and that are all recorded within OBS, love.
Yep. You just have to make sure you have the same settings for record as you do for when you're doing streaming, so you get the best quality. So just make sure you set the bit rate for recording to a nice high bit rate. It doesn't, with recording, you can put as high as you want because you're not actually
my recording's mega high so that I get the best quality.
Yeah, well, you know, 70,000 kilobits per second.
I run all the green screen background through OBS.
See, I don't actually. The only time I ever use OBS for recording is when I'm doing, before I do a live stream, like a game live stream or something. I'll just do a quick record test just to make sure my voice and game audio balance is right, just to make sure that, you know, the game's not too loud or I'm not too quiet. So I'll do a quick 1-minute test, and that's all I'll do. So I don't need to worry about quality on that. But yeah, do make sure you get the quality settings. Like if you've got the option of hardware encoding, it gives you, it's better than software encoding, the quality. On OBS, I think it's HVENC, isn't it, rather than...
Oh, yeah.
Does it actually say... Oh, H.264 is the hardware encoding on OBS. On Slobs, it just says hardware.
Yeah, on mine, I run it through CUDA, which is the graphics card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No CPU used. It's all done through the GPU, job done.
Well, I was doing my game stream today, and it was quite good because I tested it with Slobs, and it was like doing a game through slobs, I was getting about 40% CPU and about 80% GPU, which I'd never noticed that before. But doing it through OBS, it was 20% CPU and about 65 to 55, well, about 65% GPU. I was like, yep, I can live with that. And my PC was quieter. I'm like, yeah, more than happy with that. Thank you very much. It's a small difference, but it's a difference nonetheless.
Why don't you try streaming out in OBS on Sunday then? Oh, no.
Because you can't do collab cam.
Yeah.
That's the problem, you see.
Won't be long. They won't want to be lagging behind slobs for long.
No.
Because they're both the same. What one does, the other one copies pretty rapidly. So there is a way though that you can do it. Oh no, that's you have to do it as a Twitch import.
Well, that's why I was looking at like video Ninja and stuff like that. Just alternatives.
Yeah, it's a plugin. Yeah, that you pipe into it, and
well, you can do it as a website-based thing as well now.
Yeah,
Video Ninja. Yeah, it was originally OBS Ninja, but I think they changed the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'd kind of quit go of it, but I didn't understand what I was doing, so I gave up. I'd also been fiddling with OBS like for 7 hours, and I was thoroughly bored at that point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. Anyway, enough about this, because I'm sure people don't want to listen to us talking about streaming technology. Really? Ask good questions, folks in chat. Come on.
Yeah, you watch first question. First question will be about streaming. You know it will.
Yeah. Paul DeTomas says there's 4 kits in the Pirate Gun series. I have 2.
Oh, nice.
What company made your flintlock? Asks Jeff, and he says it's Lindbergh. Isn't it Lindbergh that also made the foot?
They made the foot, the eye, the ear,
the tooth. Very strange company, Lindbergh.
Yeah, but I like that side of it because again, we've all been to the doctors and seen, you know, the spine or the skull or the ear, and you sit there and you think, actually, that's a really interesting model. And now,
oh yeah, medical models are great.
Medical models are great fun until you press the skeleton and it all falls flat on the deck. And you're like,
yeah,
gonna notice that.
Do you know what my life ambition will be if I get rich? One thing I will have to do is I will pay a private hospital, because I wouldn't want to take up NHS resources. I will pay a private clinic to CAT scan my entire skeleton.
Really?
CAT scan or the other one, whichever one gives you the 3-dimensional thing. To CAT scan my entire skeleton so that I can then have that exported and printed, so that I can have a life-size print of my own skeleton. Because the one thing nobody ever sees in their entire life is their own skeleton.
I've seen it on the MRI because of all my metal work and that. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine if you could literally
physically see it. Yeah. Do you know the creepiest thing I found though?
Yeah.
Brain scans. Seeing your own brain for some reason just made me feel a little bit. I'm a bit uncomfortable seeing my own brainness on there. Weird,
do you want to have a really uncomfortable thought about your brain? Did you know the brain actually pulses?
Yes.
It moves. It has movement, very subtle, very delicate, but it pulses a little bit. Not static.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know why, but you always see your brain as your soul almost, isn't it? Seeing it there on an MRI all sliced up, it's like freaked out.
One of my favourite little image memes is about the brain, and it's just a statement that says basically the brain is the most important organ in the human body, according to the brain.
Yeah,
and you think, oh yeah,
yeah, I get that.
I've decided this fuel tank has a leather strap, so I'm just doing some highlights on this leather strap. So it's not just
Edward says, I thought he was going to say how his brain works. Yeah, I was just happy to see one rather than an empty void between the ears. So I was quite made up, but it was still, just found it a little bit Yeah, I was
Creepy along.
fascinated by me metal work, seeing all of that on there. It was like, yeah, that's interesting. But the brain, for some reason, I was just like, especially when they showed all the slices and you see your eyeballs getting sliced. Oh, it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't like that. That's a bit weird.
It is fascinating to see. There was an image, wasn't there, where they done the MRI scan and then they played it on a video. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Different slices through the human body. We went to the Bodyworks exhibition. They couldn't have Van whatever his name was.
Oh yeah,
You know, the guy that
plastination.
plastinates and that. And we've been to that a couple of times, and I would thoroughly recommend that to anyone. It's
I'd
so
love to see
interesting.
Did you watch his series about autopsy on Channel 4?
Yes.
I got it on DVD. For those that don't know,
Couldn't have found Hyans in it.
Yeah, Hyans, I think. He basically does plastination, which is he does various funky stuff to the human body to make it preserved, so you can see it in action. But he did a series on the channel over here, on Channel 4 over here. He did a TV series called The Autopsy.
Yeah.
And it was kind of groundbreaking because at the time, nothing had ever been like it on TV. Yeah. Basically, he did a series of, was it 4 or 6 hour-long programs?
6, wasn't it?
6, I think.
6
hour-long programs or slightly longer. And in each program had a different subject. Like, you know, one would have been about the circulatory system, one would have been about the reproductive system, one would have been about musculature, and the nervous system. But in each one, he was basically doing an autopsy on an actual person's body.
Yeah, full dissection of how the nerves and muscles work in an arm. And it was fascinating.
Yeah, and it was actually, the only thing they did was they covered up the face, so you couldn't see the person's face. But it was groundbreaking at the time because it's like, this is an actual human dissection. I've got it on DVD somewhere because somebody got it me as a present. And it's fascinating. It's not gruesome at all.
No, it was so interesting. But there was a lot of controversy, wasn't there? But it was...
Well, yeah, because it was like, you know, oh, it's gory. It's like, no, because they've been slightly plastinated to make it a bit easier to get in there and show all the processes and stuff. They weren't like a body with blood and stuff. They'd sort of plastinated it.
Yeah,
but the amazing thing,
well done, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. It was very educational. It was fascinating. But the one that got me with most was, I can't remember what the subject was, but he was basically saying, this guy that we're going to be working on, he was my friend.
Yes, yeah.
And he'd left, people leave their bodies to his society for research and plastination and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, this was my friend, and he only died last week. So
yeah,
that was kind of scary.
Yeah, it is very, very interesting stuff. But it courted controversy, didn't it? The show, and it's like, well, I thought it was as tastefully done as you could on that sort of subject.
It was absolutely tastefully done. It was basically what you get taught in medical school, but they've gone to the trouble of plastinating the body so they weren't all full of gloop and horribleness. And yeah, it was absolutely done very tasteful. It was
brilliant.
Fine.
I must admit,
it was very, very good.
Sure, I've still got the DVD of the Body Worlds exhibition, you know. But... Ronald Borg is in. He says, good morning, chat and hosts. Hello, Ronald.
Hello.
Lovely to see you in, mate. I hope you're keeping well, mate.
Yeah, not seen Ron for a while. Ron. I assume that. I don't know if you prefer Ron or Ronald. I should not really assume. It's not my place to assume. I'm stopping talking now.
You go careful.
All the words came out.
Anza says, a full-scale fox skeleton available from eModels.
There'd be something about like just being able to see my entire skeleton as it actually looks, because it's the one thing you'll never see in your entire life. I mean, there's many things you'll never see of your body, but anything inside, but you're not really going to see your organs. But to see your entire skeleton, because, you know, you can scratch your head and feel your skull, and you get a feel for what it's like in there, but you don't know what it really looks like. It would be fascinating. Fascinating. It'd be mesmerizing. Why have you got a skeleton in this room? Because it's my skeleton. Yeah, I know it's yours. Well, why have you got it? Because it's literally my skeleton. Oh, right.
Cool. Somehow I can just imagine that being right up your street.
Yeah. It'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm painting this barrel and kind of having fun doing it. Simple little things.
Candygram says, parcel received yesterday. Lynn, many thanks. I sent you a PM on Facebook. Ronald Borg says, don't really matter, Fox. Ronald, he don't mind.
Can I call you Bob? How about Bob? Can I call you Bob? Just to be weird. No, I won't call you Bob. La 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 la. I think what I need to do is something
underneath the arm.
The arm. Sorry, different internal clock there, I think.
Yeah, don't forget, folks, clocks go back as well this weekend. So,
oh God, they do. I forgot. I had forgotten that.
So don't forget, folks, because you know we'll accept some letters for lateness on Sunday, but you know,
not many.
Not many.
No, and not if you're a co-host.
Yeah, see, someone had forgotten, hadn't you?
Yeah,
is the correct answer. He says.
That's the problem, you see. The phone updates itself, so if you set your alarm to wake up on the phone or for anything, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I've stopped using my phone as an alarm because I've got a watch that's got an alarm on it, but I'd have to manually correct the watch.
Panzercat says we could call him Hugh Borg, or you could call him Cyborg. See what I did?
Cyborg. Yep.
I'm going to get me coat now.
Yawn. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah. Tennis player. Yeah, I know who he is.
Lad. I know, I was waiting for you to be rolling around in laughter, but you'd failed to do so.
No, I kind of treated that with contempt.
Fascist.
I know.
Ice.
It's just I know deep down you wanted that reaction, and I thought, no, I'm not giving him it. Make him suffer.
Ice.
Iceborg. Oh. Okay.
Why are you a tailor? Oh, sir. Yeah.
It's you, sir.
I'm sort of doing kind of weathering, and I don't really want to be doing that at this point, but I am with washes. I'm also using the world's smallest brush for this. I don't quite know why.
Yeah, I've been a bit like that tonight, using the world's smallest brush, and it's like, why am I using such a
smallest brushes in the world? I don't know. It's all nonsense. I really don't know
why, but I am. Working.
Now, this is going to be messy, but it doesn't matter because the head's going to go on there anyway, so it does not matter too much because it can live with these consequences.
I think we're both really regretting ever gluing these arms
on. Absolutely regretting that with every fibre of my being, dear boy. You can't begin to imagine how much regret is currently flowing through my entire organism of being. Organism.
We get round it. We get by it.
We work our way through. We push on through. That's what we do.
Damn. Still so much more.
Yep. All the work in the world. All of it. I like wet mixing shades.
Yes.
I reckon you could theoretically do a lot of painting on a model with just shades, you know, like something dirty like this, and get away with a lot of it just being shades. Like on these like metal bits that I'm painting to look dirty and rusty, it's mostly shades on lead belts.
Exactly. Layer after layer after layer. It's a bit like the barrels, wasn't it?
Yeah. When I painted
multiple layers of known oil, wasn't it?
But when I painted some of the fur cloaks on some of my Space Wolves, or some of the fur, you know, adornments on the vehicle and stuff like that, it was basically I painted the pelt. It was like a pelt of a Fenrisian wolf. So I painted it like Xandri dust sand color, and then I just used Agrax Earthshade. Yeah. Like one wash for the whole coat to get the recesses shaded, and then did smaller and smaller areas with more layers of Agrax Earthshade over and over, but getting smaller and smaller towards the middle. So what you end up with is a Fenrisian wolf that's got like its pores are a light sand colour, and as you go towards the spine, it gets darker and darker and darker.
Yeah.
That's literally one paint and about 6 layers of shade, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Glazing the shade on. Retro Rabbit's off.
See you later, mate. Right, there you go, mate.
Did you read that one already?
I can't remember, mate.
Ronalborg, woke up stiffed more than a wooden blank. Oh, Cyborg really fits because I woke up stiffed more than a wooden blank. And pulled it to Massa says, most men wake up in the morning with the stiffy lol.
Morning glory.
Yep. I might regret, but I'm going to do some dry brushage, I think.
It will come off at 5 anyway, because it's not far from that. So.
Good God, it's 20 to 5. Holy moly.
I know.
What have you been doing?
I don't
keeping me
know,
up this
mate.
late.
Keeping you up this late. I know. Your mum will be going, oh, you stop out.
I know.
And I know what you'll say. It's that Festa's fault. He made me do it. And I'll go, no.
Absolutely.
Don't believe him, Mum. Trust me.
She can't hear you. Ha ha! Only I have the ear of Mama Fox. Or Mama Wolf, whichever you prefer. I really don't know. It should be the right one. It should be Mama Wolf, really, shouldn't it?
I think we've got used to Mama Fox.
Yeah. It should be Mama Wolf, but...
It fits. And I'm sure she wouldn't want her name changed.
She just probably doesn't even know that everybody calls her Mama Fox. I can't remember who started. I think it was Adam who started that. Remember our friend Adam from years ago? I heard from him in a long time. He started calling her Mama Fox. I was like, I like that.
A legend is Mama Fox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my mum didn't beat up giant haystacks there.
Yeah.
That's a bit more legendary than, you know, whatever it is that Mama Fox did.
When anyone ever asks me, Mum, why she did it, she goes, giant haystack. I think I did.
You know what was really frustrating?
What's that?
When I was working on the rust on those chimneys, I couldn't remember the colour combination for my rust dry brushing.
Oh, really?
And it didn't come out brilliant. Now I'm doing it on this chainsaw, and I've just got it right the first time. It's like, oh, why weren't you here earlier?
This is why you're a guru.
No, but it's annoying now, because if I got this colour, if I'd done it this way on that chimney, it would have looked a lot better, but never mind. Never mind. I can live with it. I can live with it. It's no problem. I don't mind. It's near that offy, I suppose. I also can't turn this thing over yet to do the side because I've got wash in there. The wash can go below.
Yeah. Edward says, I am calling her Mama Wolf from now on.
Mama Wolf?
That's what is right, he says.
Because it would make more sense, because, you know, it's... Then the first name is the surname makes kind of more sense, really. Mama Wolf sounds a bit more badass, I suppose, doesn't it?
He is badass, though. Legend.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what?
What's that, mate?
The one colour that looks great with dry brushed rust over it, that just looks like slightly tarnished, rusty colour, is this blue colour, this whatever the blue was, that Thunderhawk blue.
Yeah. Just
dry brushing Scrag Brown. It just looks like really faded paint. It looks like I've done a lot more work just with a simple dry brush like that. It's like, oh, I need to paint everything with Thunderhawk blue now and make it rusty.
Anything that makes it look like we've done more work works for us too.
Yeah. This is why I'm happy that I chose Death Skulls now, because if I can make it look battered and rusty with just a quick dry brush over a base coat of Thunderhawk blue, it's like just kick ass. More than happy with that, mate.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just wish I'd done that a little bit. Right, I want some darker. I want a little bit of darker brown. A little bit. I want to go too crazy even. What's it stir for? Not even going to clean my brush. I'm just going to go straight for another colour.
Oh, you legend, you.
No, just a rebel without a clue, me.
He's scuzzing a Citadel pot.
Oh, yeah, very satisfying.
is strangely satisfying, but also you just think, how much more bloody paint am I going to waste?
Yeah, all of the paint.
Like,
There's a tiny fruit fly on my iPad.
oh, right.
I don't know why, but I've seemed to have had a fruit fly in this room for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably not the same one, but every time I look at my computer screen, this fruit fly wanders past. It's like, you know.
It's supposed to be really warm again, isn't it, in the UK? They're at 23 degrees again this weekend or Monday. But really? Blimey.
Yeah. I've kind of got used to not sweating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, right, I hate it when it's cold, miserable in winter.
I don't
because I
mind
spend
it.
all day shivering and it costs a fortune in electric and gas and stuff. But I like it when it's like this in the autumn when it's not particularly cold. It's cold enough to have the heating turned off.
Yeah.
I mean, warm enough to have the heating turned off, but it's not so cold that I'm not sat here in my shorts and t-shirt, which I am.
Yeah, I'm sat here in my shorts and t-shirt, and it's like...
But that room's a sauna anyway. That room's an exception.
Oh, yeah, it is a bit of a sauna.
But I like it in this kind of autumn when it can be cold on some days, but a lot of times it's just about right.
Brisk. Is it brisk? Is that what it's called? Yeah, you know, that sort of...
brisk could be a bit... Ooh.
Yeah, you know, but... Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, I don't like it. I like warm weather, but I don't like sweating.
Yeah.
I don't like it when I can't turn all my lights on and do some filming or play on my
summer
Xbox
heat wave for me. I can't cool down. I just get hot.
Yeah.
Whereas in the winter, if I need to warm up, I just put a layer on.
Yeah.
Whereas in the summer, it's too much.
It's the frustrating thing for me is in the summer, it really limits what I can do because I can't do a lot of filming because I have to put all the lights on and then I die.
Yeah.
And I can't do a lot of, if I can't film, the only thing I can do is play on the Xbox. But that's like
it's like when I did my naked frolic.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, it's just so hot. And it's like, yeah, and I just took a time out in the end because it's like, it's nuclear in here. And
that's one of those things when you're putting your entire reputation was being protected by a single gimbal.
Yeah.
Probably not the best situation, but, you know, hey.
Exactly. And it was like, yeah, I really am risking
that gimbal did some solid work that night.
When you said, oh, show us the insane Blake, I really would rather not adjust any cameras. Why is that? Maybe
for the reasons, the very specific reasons.
There may be a distinct lack of clothing in the Festa department.
There may be trouble ahead.
Yeah. And she was like, no. Did you ask?
Yep.
So I was chewing his bench laughing. It's like,
oh, yeah.
He's like, dude, I can't believe you did that. I said, well, I'm going to do it. It's hot.
Eat the fruit fly, says Edward. Panzercat says, better a fruit fly than a bloat fly. True. And Candygram Jeff says the legendary bloat fly was awesome, though, in Fallout New Vegas. I don't remember that. Eat a fruit fly and get the fruit and protein at the same time. I was trying to think about a joke about genetics with fruit flies.
Oh, right.
I can't think of one because fruit flies are what all the geneticists use because they're the easiest thing to study with. Lived in Florida for 27 years. 70 degrees Fahrenheit means sweatpants. I have no idea what 70 degrees Fahrenheit means. What's that in centigrade?
In centigrade, let's have a look.
Is that like 30 or something? I don't know, 25? We don't do Fahrenheit.
25.4.
25, that's a pleasantly warm summer day, maybe.
Yeah.
That's like, keep my shorts on. Won't be too hot at night. It might be a bit warm if I got the Xbox on, but it won't be horribly unpleasant. When you go into bed and it's like 29 or 30 and you're like, and you can't not sweat. It's horrible then.
Yeah, it just gets it's just too much in it. It's just like, really.
It's mingularity is what it is. It's mingulation.
You know, like people the other side of the pond probably think, oh, God, that's nothing compared to what we get. But it's a very stifling heat in the UK.
Yeah, we have.
It really is so humid. It's minging.
Yeah. And you have to remember the thing is as well, the thing to keep in mind when we say, oh my God, it's 27 degrees, we're all dying of heat exhaustion. The thing you have to remember is it's not when we go outside, houses in Europe aren't built to keep the heat in.
Yeah.
Aren't built to, let's start that again. Houses in Europe aren't built to keep cold out. They're built to keep the heat in.
Yeah.
So our houses are all insulated against the winter cold.
Yeah, brick and breeze construction, and
yeah. And we don't have air conditioning. So when it gets hot in the summer, all that happens is all that hot just stays there.
The house ends up like a hot box.
Yeah. Because our houses are designed to keep the heat in the winter. Because our summers are typically mild and temperate. So we don't worry about the summer. It's the winter we worry about. But that's all changing now. And we're like, arse.
Yeah. It's really coming to bite us in the backside now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So all you colonials with your air-conditioned houses that are designed to keep the heat out, that's great. It'd be a bit like if you suddenly got like minus 10-degree winters and all your houses designed to be cool. You'd be like, yeah, we're really cold now. And all we've got is air conditioning for the summer. This is really not awesome. It'd be like that.
This is it. We spend a fortune insulating our houses to make sure no heat can escape. But the downside is in the hot summer,
no heat can escape.
Your house can't breathe.
Yep.
So you have all the windows open and everything, try to circulate air, but it's just warm air. It's got nowhere to go. It's bizarre.
I mean, the difficulty is that at the moment, eventually what we'll probably do is just air conditioning will become more and more prevalent over here.
Yes.
Over time, as it becomes a norm. But the problem is at the minute, these kind of temperatures here, they're not really the norm yet. They're starting to become more commonplace, but they're not quite there yet. So it's not really worth it for us to buy air conditioning for like 2 weeks of hot, sweaty weather in the summer. This is it.
Decent aircon units in the UK are very expensive. I had this discussion ages ago with someone.
Yeah, hundreds and thousands of pounds.
They was like, oh, we can get them for $100 out. Yeah.
You can buy them in Walmart. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, we can't do that. Over here, you know, you're looking for a decent aircon set up for your home. You know, you're looking at 1,600 quid upwards.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just for a window-mounted box. You know, we're not talking full on.
Yeah, the only cheap portable ones we can get are the ones where you just have to fill them with water, and they're not that great.
And they're not great. I've got one of them next to me.
Yeah.
You know, and all they're doing is putting moist air into the room. It's like...
Yeah, so I mean, eventually, you know, it'll get better. It'll become, I mean, you know, it's horrible to say it, but it'll become the norm, and people will suddenly find that it becomes more practical to have air conditioning because 6 months of the year are hot rather than, you know, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But until that point, yeah, most of us can't afford that kind of stuff.
Dare I say it, you know, it's not the norm at the moment.
No. There are houses with aircon, but they're not the norm. Don't forget, a lot of the housing in the UK is either 1930s. It's either like early 1900s, Georgian type stuff, and mid 1900s, or 1930s or 1960s. Majority of our housing is 1930s and 1960s, I think. It's fair to say, do you reckon?
Yeah, this house was a late 50s, early 60s, and it's, you know, to hang a picture here, it's a masonry drill bit. You know, it's not 16 inches on centre, you know, timber frame construction. Yep. It's, you know, solid clay brick. It's not vented brick. It's freeze block. It's cavity insulated. You know, if I want to hang a picture here, you know, I've got a 6 mil masonry bit and an hammer drill just to put a picture up.
Yeah.
Because you've got to drill the wall, rule plug it, put a screw in, boom, you know.
Because you have to remember that a lot of the, like... in the UK, like there's 3 basic phases of housing. There's all the housing that was built in the Victorian era. There's a number of like pre-Victorian stuff, but the majority of like modern housing areas now were like Victorian because they were built for the workers in the factories. It was a massive housing development program. So a lot of the houses are Victorian. Then in like the 20s and 30s, there was the big housing boom because it was after World War One and after the Great Flu, and money started to come back and the economy improved. So there was the big housing boom in the 1930s, and cities were starting to be built in towns, and that's where all the urbanization began then properly. Because it was no longer industrial revolution, people trying to rebuild and get rid of all those old tenement houses from the Victorian era.
You had the war, so most of London was rebuilt after the bombing.
Yep, so that was the next big phase, was after World War II, because of course nothing happened between 1940 and 45. World War II, you started getting all houses in the 50s and 60s, and that's where you started getting like your new towns and your like middle-class housing developments now. There's a lot of areas around here where it's like 1960s housing estates.
Yeah, all the London slums, when it 2 up, 2 downs and all of that, they was all levelled, knocked down.
Yeah.
A lot of London was completely rejigged, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you basically get those. So you could basically, I mean, there's lots of differences there, but most of it is going to be like Victorian. Oh, that's a bit horrible. Victorian, 1920s and 1930s, 1950s and 60s, and then kind of modern day crap, which is just terrible modern day housing.
Oh yeah, now it's little rabbit hutches in it that they're putting up.
Yeah,
weird.
They've put some houses up around me, right? And I swear they're like, I can't really explain it in any way that doesn't make them sound really gloomy, but they are. They're like,
yeah,
they've got normal brick, but a lot of it is covered by this weird black, like flat plastic coat.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a dark grey, a dark slate grey, either metal or plastic. And then they've got these windows that are like that wide.
Yeah.
Like about 2 inches wide, and they're about a foot long.
You see them put the carcass up like a flat pack, don't you? It's like, what the hell's that?
It's like, how are they getting any light in that house? It's like the windows are like an inch wide.
You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the post-war prefabs that were quickly put up after all the bombings, the Blitz and that. You know? And it was literally 4 sheets of concrete, wasn't it? Bolted together, and it was an house. It was like.
But it's the weird stuff they've got on the outside that's like, some of it's brick and some of it's like, it looks like it would be, I don't know, it looks like plastic, but it's like a flat.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot down here where
I don't know what it is.
We've got flats that were built before Grenfell happened. And obviously we all know what happened there with the fire, and it was tragic and that. And we've got a lot in this town that was put up using similar types of cladding, and it's all got to be ripped out, mate.
Yeah, well, absolutely right that it is.
You know, and it's surprising because a lot of the places really haven't been up a long time, but, you know, they're just ripping all the cladding off. So we've got entire swathes of properties where it's literally no cladding, it's just a carcass, and people are still living in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't kick people out while they're doing it, can they? Because they've got nowhere to go.
Exactly. And they're like, well, you know, it just looks odd. It looks like the place has been bombed, basically, because, they've got to do it. You know, it's got to be done because of the tragedy that happened there.
Yep. I like painting leather straps. They never come out quite like you anticipate, but it's fun.
You are a leather strap.
You're made of leather straps.
Says, yeah, but snow isn't a thing there in New Mexico, yeah. Lynn says, yeah, there's a lot of flat roofs in New Mexico. They've all had roofs, flat roofs, all got ripped off of houses many years ago because they all kept flooding.
I had this leather strap down pat. It was looking mint, and I've kind of bunged it up now. Oh, fudge. I went too far. I took it too far, Dad.
You had to go and take it too far, young lad, didn't you?
I just couldn't leave it alone. I had to keep fiddling with it.
Wouldn't let it lie.
And then I went blind, and then my hands fell off. Told you. I told him. I know. I told you told him.
It's your son. Oh, yeah. It's like, whenever I'm in trouble.
Significant amount of brush licking going on with this blending. I'm sort of doing some very subtle wet blending here. It's not very good, but yeah, I'm trying. Very trying. And I just remember my own advice to brush towards where I want the paint to go, not away from, which I always forget. I think that'll do. That'll do. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. Need to blend that a bit better. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing? I am painting the orcs, rocks or whatever in the cubbyhole.
Oh, in the cubbyhole. Ooh. Get you with your cubbyhole painting. Fiddling with things in your cubbyhole. I don't really wish to know. Thank you very much, young lady. Filthy, dirty little bugger.
Do like a bit of fiddling. You might have noticed.
Filthy, dirty little bugger. What are you? You're a filthy, dirty
He
little
says
bugger.
last time they got real snow, she was 5. Oh wow. We get our fair share of snow over here.
We don't get that much here anymore. We used to get loads when I was a kid, like big deep snows up here in Cheshire, but don't get many more. We're lucky if we get a misty, fluffy little bit of a coating, really.
Yeah, we're right in the base of the valley here, so yeah, we do get
The
it.
valley.
Thames Valley, in it, basically, a bit like the Florida
Panhandle. Not that kind of valley. Panhandle. You just say Panhandle.
We don't talk about lady valleys, do we?
Panhandle.
Handles for pans.
Or a panhandle. Panhandle, handle for pans.
Panhandle.
Not I mean. Nah.
What's that? It's an handle for a pan. What do you think?
Handle for a pan.
Not a pan. A pan.
Not my friend Pam. No. Have you seen my friend Pam? Ooh, that was a good point, wasn't it?
I was. I'm impressed with that, mate.
That was the paint pot. That wasn't even me doing that.
Oh, was it?
I thought that was you. No, it was the paint pot that did that.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. It was quite impressive. That I'm like, ooh, that was a proper. And it wasn't even me this time. I've got to go off camera to paint these because I need to be able to get to these little clasps.
PC Idaho. He's saying hi to Lynn. What are we now? Coming up to 5 o'clock.
All right. Give me a minute to paint these. Give me a minute to paint these clasps.
Yeah, you paint your clasp, mate. Yeah, I still need to have my dinner. Yeah, apologies for all of the interruptions, folks, but it is beta testing new software.
Yeah.
Bear with us. Bear with it. Sure, it will sort itself out as we carry on. But we both have this inner determination, Fox, to stick with it, don't we? Yeah.
And like we always say, if you can show us how to do it better, then we'll be happy to watch.
Yeah. Just giving us the scope to give you a nice bit of 1080 or 1440p.
1440p! Yeah. We like a nice bit of 1440p.
Oh, yeah. So apologies that it's fallen over a couple of times. Now it is. We seem to think it's there, and I'll send a log file off afterwards.
I did one before we went live. You see what I did there?
By saying goodbye to Muse. It's funny, I've got to try and take pictures of this to put up, and I'm like, it really don't look like I've done anything.
No, and that's the problem, you see. That's what I've got.
And it's like,
looks
really?
Looks
5 hour live stream, and it don't look like I've done sod all.
Yeah. This is the problem we have, you see. When you're painting little details. Like, I want to show that I've painted this barrel, but I can't really see how you're going to photograph it.
Most people will notice that I painted checkers.
Shut up. I'm not even listening to those words coming out of your mouth.
Other than that, yeah. Or chipping, I suppose. But...
You painted nothing.
I've got
la 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 la.
Gun emplacements. Spikes. Sure what to do with this copper. Do with something. Yeah. Anyway. Answer says, yeah, but we know you did checkers. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Muse says it's time for her to go away from the desk. Not a problem. We're coming off air now anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, massive, massive big thanks. You want me to bung your full screen so you can show the people your wares?
Do yours first, because I'm just painting a quick bit on this.
Okay, let's see with the full screen.
Quick bit of an outline on here.
There you go, folks. Back on the full screen. Yeah, I've done some checkers around the front. I've been round a lot of these panels and just gone back in with some highlight colours just to emphasise the rusts. Yeah, same on the blue. A little bit of edge highlighting on the copper panels. Painted one of my chimneys with checkers because I knew that would really wind Fox up. That one there.
Sorry, I'm busy painting. I can't hear words.
That's the one that's underneath the little raggy pennant.
Raggy.
Some more chipping and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of all I've done tonight, really, apart from painting York's pauldron yellow. Do some more work on him. I want to do his teeth and that next week and his gun. So I'm going to focus on the head next. And sort of say, well, fine, that's the head done, and work my way down then. I need to do some more work on the grot tank. Tracks to do. Still lots to do. The inner door panels I've got to go in and finish, as well as the floor panels. Just need to check of that one and rust
All
it.
panels, floor panels, all kind of panels.
And I can go around, start sticking smoke on its arse and that in place. But yeah, that's kind of what I've done. Go back into bench.
Yeah.
Are you ready to show your wares, mate?
Yes, I can't show much really because
there you go, mate. You're on the big full screen, guys.
Okay, I have probably not even. Let me see if it's in focus. Nope. Okay, so I have taken those beautiful stripes and just battered the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
You can see on the front and the back of the stripes.
Yeah.
The intention being, because the rest of the exhausts are all rusty and horrible, so the intention being to make it look like that's just as rusty and horrible. It's just all that paint's faded away and flaked off. And I can't say I'm super happy with it, but it's fine. It's all right.
Yeah, but it's muted it down, isn't it? Which is what you wanted to do. You didn't want it to stick out like a blind cobbler's thumb, did you?
No, it kind of works. It's not quite what I had in my mind, but it'd be fine. Burpage. I've repainted the supporting things that go around the chimblies. They've come out looking a bit more like a bit too similar to the rusty background colour, but I'll do some dry brushing on them to get that silver popping out a bit, or I'll do some edge highlighting later when I've got a matte varnish on. So I've done that. I put a wash on these bits just to start off those bits down there. Other than that, which I spent most of the evening doing, those tubes. See there a bit more on the front bit, I don't know if you can see. I've tried to do some work on that barrel that's on the chainsaw, and you probably won't even see it very well at all. I painted the leather strip on it, and I did some chipping on it to make it look a bit chipped. Yeah, you can't see it at all because it's in a really stupid place. I gave it a leather strap, and I did lots of chipping on it that you can't see. And it feels weird to do actual proper chipping on it because nothing else has got chipping on it, which is really weird. Yeah. But it works. It's fine. So mate, that's trying.
It does what it says on the tin, mate.
I broke my missile off. That was a good thing. I did that.
Yeah. I'm not bothering to put mine on until I've fully painted them up and detailed.
Well, I was debating whether to take one of the other ones off, and but it's not. It's a bit too firm on that one. But that's it, really. I've just mostly fettled with the exhaust tubes. So
this is the stage we're at, though, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not orgasmically happy with them, but I think they're a bit shiny because I've been doing lots of work on them. But
yeah, I mean, for me, at the end of the day, it is that fettling stage, isn't it? It's I can then start looking at washes and weathering and.
Yeah. I mean, if I try and do something on the metal parts, the metal things that hold the tubes together to bring them out, that might break it up a little bit. But I don't know yet. I can't put my head on there because I've actually got some shade. Oh, I can. Yes, I can. There you go. Oh, I also did a bit of work on the thing around the cupola and darkened that down a bit because it was a bit light. And there you go. I'm up to sort of just fettling. They've got weeks and months and years to go on it yet.
Anza says they both look absolutely stunning. Thank you very much for the feedback, mate.
Most kind. I'm going to take this away now.
We try our best. It's two totally different approaches that have started to come together. And
there's no way to get the whole goddamn thing in shot. It's just
no. I've been sort of variously looking at things.
I think I'll just have to let the bottom bit not be visible because you.
Oh yeah, I just think they're a bit mad. Do you think we've gone a bit? I think we've overdone it again. Haven't we?
Do we ever not overdo it?
We're not safe to be left alone, are we?
Right, filming that flicking this again and it stopped. God damn it!
Oh, have you? Yeah.
Every time I try and film it, it stops. I'm like, oh, I need to put a camera pointing on it all the time.
Yeah, don't forget, though, we've both been moving our cameras around.
Yeah, that's true.
That your graphics capture card is catching. Well, you haven't got one, but it could be that.
Yeah,
Because nothing's changed here. Everything's both crystal clear.
No, it's not. It's not anything your end. It's either me or the hangout thing, the slobs hangout.
Yeah,
thing.
I've got a feeling it doesn't like holding on to a URL too. I don't know. It just seems odd.
I've got a feeling it's been designed to not cope with 1080p very well. Even 2 1080p streams. It needs
Don't forget, this
refining,
is the first week we've had an issue.
True.
Because I know we had issue with the Sunday one the other week on your channel, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
we've done a couple of frolics.
I've got.
Yeah, we've done a couple of frolics with this. It's been perfect.
Yeah.
So it might just be Slobs is having a bit of a balky night.
Yeah, like I say, I mean the flicky thing. It doesn't matter because it's not actually coming in through into the stream. It's just literally in the web based hangout, which is fine.
Absolutely, and hopefully, folks, you've seen a bit more on screen, and feedback seems to be the consensus that folks are happy. So hopefully people won't be throwing darts at pictures of Festa anymore, because so we'll love and leave it there. Let you all get on with the rest of your day. Are you streaming later on today, Mush?
I will be, if all goes according to plan, then hopefully I should be streaming some Cyberpunk 2077 at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
that's it really. I need to do a stream for all the Star Wars books, so I might do a stream later on in the evening just for patrons and channel members, like a 20-minute thing, just to get that out of the way, because I've got a pile of books building up here and it's a pain in the arse moving them.
Yeah. And we'll reconvene Sunday at the bench with me and Dave, and then Warhammer Sunday over on the Guru's channel, folks. So massive thanks for all your support. Thanks for bearing with us during the earlier technical glitches. We can't guarantee that it's not going to happen again, because it is beta software.
Well, we promise next time we won't spend 2 hours talking about it. we'll just deal with it, and that'll be it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're on an adventure with us. We're learning, and you're on the journey with us. There you go.
Mate, if we can't break something, we're not doing our job properly, mate.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, laters, folks. Thanks for all your support. Massive thanks to all the super chats. It really has helped me out massively. You wouldn't believe how much it's helping me. Thank you very much for your kindness and generosity. It is absolutely really, really appreciated. Thank you all.
Absolutely.
Love you all. Stay safe. On the next one. For now.
Adios, amigos.